And we're live! In quotes, because it's a recording. Hello, and welcome to another session of whatever the fuck this is. Muppets on a Quest, I think, right? I think that's... Yeah, that sounds about right. Hello, these are the Muppets. I am the Dungeon Master. What is their quest? We may never know, because they certainly don't at this point. Out of curiosity, what do you guys think your quest is? Just... Oh, there's a Quagsire hanging
Oh, I
hanging
have
himself?
my quest.
I don't know what's
We are
happening over there.
making money.
There's no god up here other than him.
Except for me.
There
Oh.
is a god,
Become,
and they have a
become a
plan.
better person or die trying. That's
Alright, so I heard make money, be a better person, or die. Something about God.
Actually, Jason, you would know. The short fins, that's a mal, right?
That sounds
Oh
right.
boy.
Okay.
Quagsire, gender dimorphism.
What a great way to start the session. So, when last we left off, you guys had been trying to make some money to afford an upgrade or two that you had been looking into for some magic items that you have. Mostly Kami in particular. You guys decided to stop by a local, kind of an outdoor sales area, kind of just I don't remember what the word I used for it previously. Market, thank you. My brain really didn't want to find that word. Yeah, you kind of stopped by a market and spent most of the second half of the day selling your wares, most of it being loses. And, you know, you guys made the money, most of the money. You had, I think, 21 gold made. You were looking to have 30. You technically have enough, but you wanted to make a bit more, so you were going to possibly head to either your hotel or the Adventurers Guild. Then along came Kami's not friend.
The herald is bold.
Then along came Zeus. Yeah.
You guys ended up having a very tough fight with some very not quite human things, despite if initial appearances of disguisedness. Seemingly they were able to replicate voice, at least, of someone that you know, Kami. But upon closer inspection, when they stabbed you and shot you and blew you up, probably not the same guy. Just...
No, that's a lot of damage!
There was a lot of damage that happened. Including some emotional damage. Because I am cruel. You guys
No,
then...
a child almost dying would never do emotional damage.
No,
That's
the
not
mother would not
emotional.
seek
You're
revenge in any
talking-
way, shape, or form.
Talking a lot about how
No,
they
never.
they hurled stuff at Luz primarily. You're talking
no,
about
no,
Kami,
no,
but
I went down.
No, Kami and
Yeah.
Luz were the two primary assaultees
once.
because they
Yeah,
were the first to
I-
walk in.
I almost died multiple times, I believe.
Yep. You guys, it was I enjoyed it very much, but you guys inevitably won through the help of, you know, various members of your team and a Rizal who showed up out of seemingly nowhere, having kind of been separated from your party, along with Clunk as well, who took on the big one. But afterwards, you guys decided to kind of catch your breath. Julie, you used your Horn of Silent Alarm to contact the nearest guards. Then, Kami, you started
Interesting,
investigating.
only that guard was able to hear it.
Yep, just
I don't know if
There's
they got a
one guard-
direction from it either.
there's one guard that someone's just like, that he's just like, what the hell? Where
Just
in
a little-
the... Did you hear that? No, you... I'm gonna walk over here now. You've now made one guard look insane. Who knows? But, Kami, you were investigating some of the robots, as was some some of you, Arisal was going to inspect the big one, but to end it on a fun cliffhanger, you found a small hidden compartment on one of the, as you found out afterwards, robots, with a note in it. A note with 3 simple words. Words that you knew exactly the origin of as soon as you read them. What
I
you
know
do
that
with
handwriting
this-
anywhere.
What you do with this knowledge is entirely up to you. With that,
So,
I'll leave it to the players.
from what I remember, the only people who know about like the whole shebang of sorts is Julie and Luz.
I
Is
know.
that
I know.
correct?
Are you referring to current party members or people in
Yeah,
general?
current party members.
Yeah, I was about
Okay.
to say, there's
Yeah,
definitely another
'cause,
person out there.
Yeah.
Oh, there are
Which
several.
I forgot to mention in the recap. There was a shadowy figure that kind of assisted at the very end that then disappeared. You guys are assuming this is Harmon. Who knows?
A blue eyes white dragon.
Well, it's someone who
It's
clearly needs to
Exodia.
die.
But yeah.
After helping us?
Yes.
Yes.
Murder.
That's
Seems like
Arizel's
a-
first and only thought.
Seems like a reasonable
It's the only logical recourse to someone helping you.
conclusion.
But yes, of the current party, I believe you've only told Luz and Julie, since you only recently met Jack, Arisal, and Natalie, if you even count them among your party members. Your party
Yeah,
changes people a lot, turns out.
They're actually plants. We can't trust them.
Shit, I
Well,
forgot
I
I had all
mean, you
my
were disguised, and they did seemingly still find you for you.
Well, that's because a former party member told us where we'd be.
You have no
I mean,
idea how
did
they found
Harmon
you.
tell him where we'd be if he's the one who showed up and saved us last minute?
Again, you're assuming it's Harmon. These, I should.
Well, they were told the
Is it his? Oh, is it his backup character? That was just Harmon but female.
Oh my gosh.
I should state the items that Harmon had that kind of obscured his visage, similar to the ones that these drones had, were common magic items. So it's not unlikely that there are other people that have these things.
I'd recognize those daggers anywhere.
The daggers that disappeared?
Yeah.
Ah,
So, what do you guys do?
I'm curious what everybody's passive insight is.
oh, would you look at that? I entirely forgot to pull up my freaking character sheet.
You know,
for
it's
this.
funny. It's actually a 21. Mine's 12.
You know, I would expect mine to be
looked at your
higher considering
I looked at your
I'm,
sheet and saw a 2 and a 1. I was like, wait, what the hell? Why is it 21?
Got my dice. I'll be back.
I fully believed you for a brief moment. I was like, what the hell? Why is it so high?
I mean, I'm still kind of just investigating the body,
Yes,
the
you-
big body.
Yeah. So,
Mine is 12. I
the
don't know
person who
what this is
asked has
mattering
wandered
for.
the hell away, so I guess that leaves...
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we'll cut back... Cut?
Um,
We'll go over to...
Put away.
Arisal. Yeah, cut away to 5 feet that way. To Arisal, who is going to inspect the body of the large one. You were just moments ago helping Clunk find his sword, which went flying and skittering off to the side during the fight, which led to a big old fisticuffs match between 2 metal giants, essentially. But you start going, looking for... What exactly are you looking for?
Like, I'm just looking to see if there is any like special symbol that I can find, any insignia.
Okay. Roll investigation.
I do have advantage due to my eyes of minute seeing. I'm sorry. I
Minute.
can see all the minutes.
What
That's
the
that one.
fuck?
We're not using that. I can get better than that.
You can get it too.
All right, that is
A 3.
no is a 19.
Oh, that is better than a 3 or a 2.
Well, that's better than a 1. So that was
is
my
also
first roll.
true.
So.
So you're looking for some kind of like sigil. You don't seemingly find any like on the torso or body or anything. You don't find any like sigils or. I assume you're looking for something arcane in nature.
Like anything that would show like affiliation to a group or maybe like
Oh, okay.
a sign to be like of rank or authority or anything
Okay.
like that.
You kind of looking over, you find a spot where like you might assume there probably was at one point some kind of mark, but it's seemingly been like seared off. Like it's a pretty symmetrical looking creature, except for this one part where it is like intentionally burned, like there's a burn mark, as if it was trying to hide wherever its origin is. Or
With my
something was hiding it.
investigation, do I know if that's recent?
It
Like, if it's like-
seems- define recent.
Like see if there's like I could still like smudge on it and it's like still smudging, or if I like can feel any particles on it or anything.
from
Maybe a
what you can-
smell, a touch.
From what you can kind of like, you can kind of try and rub away at it. It seems like it's kind of set in for a little while at this point.
Hmm.
While
Okay.
inspecting, you do also notice that like you did take a look at one of the other robots, correct? Or was that just?
Nope,
Oh.
not yet. I'm
Alright,
investigating
never
this
mind.
one first.
I keep my mouth shut.
Well, I will keep that in mind whenever I go investigate the other ones.
What? No, there's nothing special about the giant one. Why would you suspect such a thing?
I mean, you were gonna look at the giant one anyways.
I was gonna say, in the meantime, I just kind of wanted to poke around at them and see if I could tell whether or not they were like mechanical, whether or not these are
Yes, you guys
fleshy
did-
or mechanical or magic or
You guys
combos.
did determine previously that where such creatures can exist through arcane and magical methods, often resulting in things like Warforged, where magic and science are mixed to create a being. This seems entirely mechanical in nature, as if
Okay.
replacing all the magic with mechanisms.
Don't like that for reasons.
Thus making
Cool.
them less, for lack of a better term, sapient. So where this could have been a Warforged, should magic be like incorporated into it, it seems to have just become almost a mindless automaton.
Okay.
There's
I'm
no
gonna have a
magic.
lecture to give Jack
Yeah,
later.
it is entirely devoid of magic. At least the ones you're looking at.
I was like, Jack, after spending maybe 30 seconds to a minute, talking to his mom, will just be sitting on the edge of the roof watching things go on because he does not know what he's supposed to be doing.
All right.
Now that you say
Yeah,
that,
Observing.
is Julie like in eyesight of me?
Yes.
I probably would have gone out to the street and tried to
Okay.
look for any guards.
Right. Okay. So
Okay.
you saw Julie pass you as you were inspecting one of the robots.
And the note is for sure, like without a doubt.
I mean, you know what?
Do I recognize the handwriting or something?
Roll me just basic intelligence.
You know, it's funny because I don't have a good intelligence mod. Got a 16.
You're not like the best when it comes to reading like calligraphy and recognizing it, but he has a pretty distinct handwriting style because it is blunt and abrasive, much like him. If this isn't him, it's a damn good forgery.
Maybe I should bring it to Luz to see if there's any magic on it.
I'll sniff it for you.
Just
if you need me to.
Luz,
no,
sniff this paper.
Luz just low-key has like an actual ability to detect magic.
I feel like when it makes me matters like this, I should probably have to roll for it or something. But
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
No,
not,
it's
I'm
funnier.
not saying you won't have to roll for it. But
good because that
I will
it
definitely
feels
flavor
unfair
text it
for me
as
just randomly
sniffing if
roll
I
this thing.
can.
Isn't there a spell called Detect Magic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I have that? Hold on.
You should.
It's a spell. Why would you cast a spell?
Yes, but he
You
has
wouldn't
other
cast a spell,
spells
you'd
too.
sniff
That
it.
That's the thing. Because all of my spells are flavor texted as not being magic. So if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have detect magic, then my sniffing magic is a perfect flavor for.
smells like magic.
It doesn't
yeah,
look like I have it. I might need to switch that out at some point. Because
I'm gonna go over to Julie.
I may have forgotten to mention this. Hold on a minute. Sorry. I meant to give some of you a level up. I probably forgot to mention it though.
You did, in
Um,
fact, forget to mention
We're
that.
leveling up.
Some
You
of us
aren't.
are.
You're already
Some of
7.
us are behind.
The child that got beat up doesn't, but Luz and
Damn.
Julie, you both receive a level up. Having
What?
been doing this for a while. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that.
But the child got experience through trauma.
You
Just to
receive a
confirm I
level
heard
down.
correctly, I'm included.
Damn. No, because then he won't be warlock anymore.
We'll take it from Rogue.
No.
You lose experience in your roguishness.
I
Having
become less
had your
roguish
ass-
because my permanent injuries from being critted have
Yeah.
give me physical
You've been,
disabilities
like-
that make me less sneaky.
You've been stabbed brutally in the leg, and now you can't sneak as well.
No, the motherly love completely fixed all permanent damage.
Just to make sure I heard correctly, I was included in that. I'm leveling
Yes,
up.
Julie and Luz receive a level up from the previous fight. Since you guys have been around a while longer than the others. And Kami, you already got a level up a while ago. You've been around the longest.
So not only do I have a +8 to initiative, I now
Oh,
have
goddammit.
advantage.
God damn it. I rescind my level up for
Level.
you. You are never getting a level up.
I have a +10 on both stealth and on sleight of hand, so the fact that he got caught initially is put down to a really bad roll.
Yes.
Like, he essentially got a nat 1.
I mean, it also is related to the fact that the person that caught you also was very skilled and like keen on noticing the things that you would be trying to get away with. Because
I
it was
just
Harmon
think he was
that caught you.
specifically looking out for pickpockets. And
Yeah, Harmon was looking out for pickpockets, and Harmon is the one that caught you. Hence, you know. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? I was saying so. Yes, you two get a level up. There was something else I had to say, and I don't remember it. Keep doing what you were doing then, while I try and remember what I was thinking.
I'm gonna go over to Julie and show her the note and be like, so
And
it seems...
from my abilities gained, I know exactly that Kami or that Kane is right there without even looking.
Just you reach out, like not even realizing, just like you just kind of hold your hand out to Kane at one point.
You
Just
can read the note
Cold.
just by feeling it.
Kane has a very specific vibe, just always
I've
around
gained the
him.
language of Braille.
perfect. You somehow just instinctively learn
Oh,
to rub your
Kami,
hand
what's up?
against things.
Wait,
Uh,
is Braille an official language in D&D Beyond now?
No.
Oh, damn it.
I think
Damn
ASL is.
it.
Yeah.
ASL,
Yeah.
Sign
Language.
language.
CSL, it's Common Sign Language.
Yeah,
I would
common
know.
sign
I
language.
have at least 2 characters who know it, one of which needs it to communicate with the world. Because she
Oh,
is mute. I love her so much.
She might
yeah.
be dead.
She's not dead.
But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
she might be
going
in your
to-
campaign. I started playing her in another campaign.
I am
Damn.
going to show her the note. This is what's up. So,
okay, good. I do know Elvish.
It's not written in Elvish. This is written in Common, and it
He's
quite
too much of
simply
a-
says,
he's
Okay,
too
good, I
much of
do
a
know Common.
simpleton. He's too much of a simpleton to use
I
Elvish.
just didn't know
He,
Common.
like, he's like an elf Nazi. He doesn't like elves.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a
half-elf
half-elf
Nazi.
who loves his human side a bit too much.
So, what does this note say? As I read it.
Three words. Found you, brother. That's all it says.
Totally radical, honestly.
No,
just
it's a
got
different
it's
character,
got
a different campaign.
Oh, my bad.
it's just got a little like radicals like hand drawn at the corner.
Just
He's
the
not cool
smiley
enough to do
face. Just the colon parenthesis smiley face. Found you, brother, smiley.
No. It's not colon. It's parenthesis colon. It's that smiley
Yes.
face.
It's the
Oh,
one that
no.
feels wrong because people tend to read left to right. So trying to read that feels like you're reading it right to left, and it just hits the brain wrong.
Anyway,
I saw statistical analysis on why
So-
people don't like that one.
I take it this is from your brother?
I
Oh,
would
shit, Sherlock.
I would recognize
Sorry, I'm not part of the conversation.
writing. That handwriting anywhere. It is most certainly him. Or it's a very competent approximation of him.
Was this on one of the things we just fought?
Yes, I believe it was the one who.
It was the one
I-
that first attacked you. The one that seemed to be able to mimic.
Right. It was the one that sounded like my ally.
You reckon he's in the city?
If he was in the city, I would imagine he would have enough men to take us on. And
Does he
also
have some
would
sort
have.
of sway in this city? I thought you said you were a diplomat from one of the islands to the west.
Yeah, so I am from the west. I would have thought. Sorry, I'm blanking out right now. This is a lot.
I can imagine.
I'm seriously blanking out right now. It is
You-
insane how
You are from the,
affected I've been.
No, it's a
You're-
harsh realization. I would be blanking out too.
Oh,
You-
but I wouldn't have thought he would have much sway here. I will say, I mean, an attack in the middle of the day using robots, destroying parts of the city. This doesn't seem like he has sway in the city. If he had sway in the city, he had me hook, line, and sinker a couple days ago.
That's true. Also, I rolled a 2 on any sort of intelligence check to see if I would even think to bring up basically what Jason just said. So,
no, you don't think to say that.
exactly.
Oh, I just remembered I have popcorn. Yay.
Well, I suppose it makes sense the more west and closer to a port we go that he would have some presence if he's as powerful as you say, as influential as you
Yes.
say.
Plus, I mean, the first place they would keep eyes on would be a major port town like this. Is it a port? A major
Where's
port
this-
town like this.
So,
Where is this
Neverwinter
conversation taking place?
The street.
Yeah, you
Street?
said you went out to the street, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you went
Yeah.
to
Oh,
find
the
Sherlock.
burning guards.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
they are
I would
decently
imagine
close.
you could see us from your vantage
Yeah.
point.
What is
Of what-
Natalie
right.
doing?
I am 5 feet away from you guys.
We are very stealthy about our conversation.
Actually, you know what? Based on the map, currently, yeah, basically.
You guys are literally 5 feet away from me.
They're just whispering about it.
Yeah.
I
They've
have
got their
15
backs to
perception,
you.
natural perception. So, oops.
You know what? Go ahead and roll me stealth. Let's see
I
how
have
well
like
you
a
guys are hiding this
+7 to
conversation.
stealth, so
18.
Yeah, roll stealth, I guess.
Hey, you're not the DM,
what's
I
my
am.
mod? Hold on. 23.
Ah, so I just know you guys are whispering, and I guess I just feel off about that.
Well, I know you wanted to go to that banquet to... I forget, DM, what was the point of the banquet?
To address
To,
the situation. That
Yeah,
was
to see what I
rising
could get
in the Omen's Isle.
Neville went to behind us. I have a feeling that might lead to like a bad consequence at the banquet should we actually be there.
I think poor Kami's just suffering from like a concussion right now.
I mean,
It did
possibly.
go down a fair few times.
I didn't get hit in the head. I just got shot in the back several times.
You'd probably still have a few wounds in the back at this point.
What is my mother doing?
She has currently, like, the robot that was next to you, like, you know, that snuck up on you and kicked your ass, frankly.
She's just kneeling
Um,
next to it and stabbing it.
No. She picked that up and tossed it down off the roof. And then just sat next to you.
What is Luz doing? Where's Luz? Did it just fall down next to him?
Yes, it does.
Um,
Luz, as you're inspecting one of them, another one just falls next to you.
Scare
I
the
feel like,
shit
"Oh,"
out of him.
and start expecting that one. And if I can, I'll attempt to like beckon Jack over to be like, look. But I'm not gonna try too hard.
Yeah. At some point, I do want to move into the alley.
he'll probably take a deep breath and join you. It just drops down from the
Cool.
roof. Hopefully he doesn't
I will
hurt
let-
himself.
I will let Jason
hold
finish
on.
doing Tommy's
You
stuff.
make me
and then,
roll acrobatics or some
look this-
shit.
Wait,
No, how much health is Jack at, out of curiosity?
like
Oh, no.
full.
It's full
I'm
with
kidding.
9 temporary.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Damn it.
His mother
Oh, yeah,
went
I'm guessing-
motherly on him.
Damn
His
it.
I
mother
was
gave
gonna
him
be
the
he's
catch,
always
but he was
trying
okay
to
now.
get Ellie to kill me. Like,
I just want to know if my stealthy little monkey boy can just drop down from the
Yeah,
roof and
you can
land in a
drop
crouch
down.
and not get hurt.
Yes.
Wait, how long does temp HP last?
Oh, look at the spell.
temporarily.
I'll say this, it doesn't matter currently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
back
Kami,
to-
you want to start sparring, duke it out a little bit? Just, I don't actually say that.
Okay, wait, where's Jack going specifically? Who's he dropping
Oh,
down next to?
I was gonna look at what Luz is looking at because he wants to show me the automaton.
They're in the
Okay.
alley. And
He's
Natalie
trying to
follows.
adopt me as his son or something.
Yeah, this is Daddy Luz. Come on now.
Hey, what's the chances that Luz smells magic on Jack?
You did use magic recently.
I've
That's
been
a
using
good
magic,
point.
and he's both an arcane trickster rogue and a warlock now.
That's a really good point, actually.
We'll get back to that.
Not to mention-
But
Yeah, we can deal with that in a bit.
Wait,
Luz just assumes
um,
it's other people's magic getting thrown around. Sorry, just know what you're
Yes.
saying.
Oh, I wasn't.
What
I was wanting to let the other stuff finish
armor?
before I start going off on you.
have I noticed what kind of armor RSL is wearing?
Arisal?
Arizel.
Yeah, Arizel took it off at one point. So
No, you
You
should
were not
absolutely
in
call
the
him
room.
Paracel.
You know what? I'm for it. RSL.
Because my
I mean, you're-
character, whose name was originally going to be Finn, because it's Finley, but he goes by Finn short. Arizel only called him Finley. Now I
Yeah.
can't think of him as anything but Finley. He is Finn. That's who he is to literally everybody else in the world.
I'd say
My name's Finley. My friends call me Finn. Oh, okay. Hi, Finley.
we aren't friends.
The acquaintance zone to me.
Yeah, I'd say you probably got a bit of a look during combat.
Especially out of combat, whenever I took it off and just carried it into the room. It is gleaming
I don't
like
believe
plate armor.
that Tommy was in the room with you at that time. Were they?
Ah, not in the room when it happened? Okay.
I want to be in the room where it happened.
The room where it happened. Yeah.
And frankly, I think
So,
even if they were, Kami does have dark vision. Never mind, I'm stupid.
It's weird playing a human for the first time in like ever to not have dark vision.
It literally hasn't mattered for Jack once. What are you talking about?
No, I got
It
tripped
did-
up because I was
no,
like,
it-
Kane is human, so
It did
Tommy
a little
doesn't have
bit.
dark vision.
No, it did a little bit when y'all first came into the room. I couldn't see who you were, so I was panicking for a second. But then I did
Oh,
the dancing
yeah.
lights so I could see your faces.
Eh.
We were just
Ish.
sitting in a dark.
I mean,
Anyways,
Yeah.
so let's see.
Do I
Um,
see any guards from where I'm at?
Not currently.
Okay.
Maybe it was a ploy, a city plot. There are no guards around.
When you guys
You're right.
like,
Huh.
a guard patrol had like just recently passed by. Whenever you guys were first attacked.
Did they not hear pop, pop, pop? There were explosions.
Seemingly, this was probably
Yeah.
timed intentionally to avoid as many guards as possible.
Can I roll
try and
insight
use
on
my
the
horn
DM?
again.
I'm joking.
Roll
Yes,
insight.
go ahead.
Roll insight on God.
It's just a.
The
just-
DC is 100, just so you know.
Stare at the sky, just like you're making shit up.
So, God, what does a 12 get me?
Jack
It
shit.
gets you about as
It
much
gets me the
as...
same info as I had before.
No, it actually gets you less somehow. You forget. You're like, weird. No guards have showed up. Wonder what that's
That's what you
about.
get for. That's what you get for questioning God.
I could try blowing my horn of alarm again. Try and alert a guard.
I mean, it seems that the danger has passed.
See, for once ever, the criminal background would be a great background to have. Because I could be like, oh, criminal contact. Maybe we can see if we can learn more about this shit. But no, Jackson Urchin.
Speaking of said urchin, unless I don't want to interrupt any of the Kami and Julie stuff, so if y'all have more conversation, then please. But if not, I'm about to lecture
Oh.
Jack.
I'm literally on my
Oh,
way to
okay.
you. Well, after I
Not
finish
lecturing
listening,
like
I
a
think.
getting on to you, right? Just like information.
Okay. I was about to say, you're going to try to lecture
fine.
Jacken from his mama bear.
You're gonna
Let's
get
go
a
back to
nut
He
the
doesn't even know what Jack
Discuss
had done,
further.
but if he did, he would be proud. Other than the magic, but you know.
I was gonna say, even if he found out it involved magic.
No, Tom's already warned me that if Luz finds out about Kami's magic, the
might
longer
too.
he doesn't know, the harsher the consequences. The consequences potentially being death.
For one of the
For-
characters.
Yeah, if we go like a significant period of time and then I finally find out, I'm gonna shoot Jack in the face.
That is
If
a
you
child.
want-
That is murder.
Also, his mother will just straight up kill you.
Yeah,
So
no,
if
that's
you don't
fine.
want to
That,
be
like,
playing Luz anymore, that is the excellent way to take yourself out. Suicide by Mama Bear.
So,
that would be an
Sorry.
appropriate way.
Jason, what were you?
So yeah, we
Basically-
walked back to the group, I think.
Okay.
yeah.
As you start heading back, you start hearing the sounds of shuffling feet coming in quickly.
Is
Yeah, I
that
guess I
what
move
the
with
guards have
them.
called?
As you see like a group of like 7 guards come around the corner, like where you had been to
I walk
get your
back out
fruit.
into the street then, and I wave them down.
I'm just gonna do
And you
this.
see
I'm not
at the-
here. Not here.
You are disguised, but you see at the front of this group is that same guy that you saw at the library,
At the library.
the really tired one.
Oh
Jack
my
just, like,
gosh. Poor
instinctively wants
guy.
to hide.
So you see like this group come charging in, just looking like, where is, like, what, like, they don't say anything, but they're like very much looking for
I
shit
do
that
like
went
a
down.
wave, and then I point down into the alley.
You see
Um,
I
the
pulled up
one
the
guard.
horn from my hip.
You see the one guard just like very like, focused, sees you. Oh no.
Question.
As he like slowly walks up to you guys.
Jack, when he hears the guards coming, wants to look at his mom and just silent question of, should we be here? He
I will
has
She just kinda
issues with
gives you, like,
authority.
Yeah, she just kind of gives you like a look of like, it's okay. We stay here. We're okay. We didn't
Real
do
quick,
anything
like
wrong
before the
here.
guards, before the stars
That's
got to
a
get
thing
in
of
here, like back,
parrots.
like kind of while Kami, not Kami, and
Yeah.
Julie were talking. I'm not gonna get to like actually talk at the full lecture, but I wanted to get like a little basics, like what the lecture I'm giving Jack is.
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
just kind of like showing him like some of how the automatons are functioning, and I'll just be like, really important thing. Automatons are fascinating, and they're very, very rewarding to build. Never, ever, ever, and I mean ever, try to do this. Bad idea. People should not be trying to artificially replicate this kind of life. It just doesn't work. That's a condensed version, but
Yeah.
that's just giving a little.
All right. So, as you're having this conversation, the guards kind of walk up. The tired one at the front, just like, so help me. What did you idiots do this time?
So there was an attack in the alley. Some of my allies had been attacked. There were a bunch of these like mechanical people.
He kind of just looks down at the one
They
beheaded
look
by
very similar
Clunk.
to the person that was cloaked by the library. When that happened, they set off some sort of explosion. We took them down. We restrained them, and so they should still be there. If you want to help investigate, obviously I use this horn to try and call y'all over. At the start of it.
Restrained is an interesting word for dead.
Well, they are permanently restrained, I would say.
They're automatons. They were never alive to begin with.
That one doesn't have a head. Not much you can do to restrain it.
It's an automaton. It was never alive to begin with.
Oh, and very, very important thing to note: there was another figure with blue eyes, Kami, right? That
Who are you talking to?
was. There was another figure here that had attacked the automaton, and then ran away. But they looked like the automaton. So, like, there's another one somewhere.
So there
near
was
here.
another mechanical person that showed up.
Yes, one more.
Hey, Julie, that's Luz next to you. Who is this person you're talking about?
I go by the nickname Kami sometimes. It's a really easy.
Oh,
Really
okay.
Yeah, it's a economics type.
Gnomes, you know us.
Anyway,
Is the guard gonna pick up on this slip, or is he gonna just not give a shit?
I think it wouldn't have mattered if I didn't point it out.
He doesn't say
Yeah, I mean, we
anything.
can also, that was like a genuine slip of
Anyway,
the tongue. Like, I don't
yes.
know.
The
I mean, if I was
inspection's
a
all
guard, I
yours.
wouldn't have noticed it until you
intend to
brought it up
comply
and be
fully.
like, "Oh, that's suspicious."
I would hope that all of my venturing companions here would also be willing to comply. Oh, wait, where did Clunk go, by the way? Is he still
Never
here?
give the police
about-
anything; they will use it
Anyone
all
with-
against you. Just
Yeah,
saying.
Clunk is still here.
Very true.
Like,
Oh,
Clunk is
of course,
just kind of...
the big armored guy took down the big robot.
Clunk has
other
kind of
guy.
just been, like, standing watch to make sure that the big one doesn't get back up, essentially. So, the guard in front kind of just like... Okay. You three, into the alley. Check everything. You three, this one, please. This is gonna be a longer day than expected.
Officer, if I could have a word.
Mm.
I am actually really in the middle of investigating. I have a couple of findings that I could use to kind of support a hypothesis, perhaps.
What the hells are you
Nerd.
talking about?
Basically, when I was inspecting the big one right over there, I noticed a place where an insignia should be. It felt like something was scrubbed off, as if it was removed by force. I think that whatever created these things, they had them stolen somehow. That is to say, whatever sent them after us, it wasn't their original creator. It was someone who maybe was taking over them somehow. If that makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm still processing. I would still need to look at the other ones to compare and contrast these ideas.
I mean, sure, I will look into any missing automaton. We don't really have many automaton in Neverwinter. Mostly, if any, it's Warforged. Like this gentleman. Man.
Question the
Gentle
DM: if I
thing.
do some more investigating, like, would I be able to learn anything more useful, like, about the automatons? Like,
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I take that as my go ahead, just like, okay, thank you. And I guess,
let me
actually, I
try.
want to go to Luz and actually tell Luz about the big one. And, like, encouraging, like, I especially want to encourage Luz to explore it, to kind of, like, also compare and contrast with me, because I see you've also taken an interest to investigating the robots.
I'll look at that one. I don't know what this would be added to, but I rolled a base of 18, so that's not bad.
Okay. And that's to investigate which one? The one that was...
The big one first, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you go up, like, you know, you kind of start walking out the alley because you hear the commotion going on. You see 3 guards go run past you towards where the other robots are. You start trying to,
Oh,
like,
and I have a
look at
plus
the
4,
big
so that's
one.
22.
You start trying to take a look at the big one, and then one of the guards kind of stops you, like, please don't interfere with an investigation. We'll handle it from here.
Can I... It's gonna go poorly, but can I attempt to do, like, charisma or something to be like, hey, I know a lot about automatons, wink wink, please.
Please.
Just accidentally flirts with the guard.
Please. Roll me persuasion.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on.
So he's gonna get himself
That's a
arrested
total
for
of 14.
Okay.
Many ways of persuasion, and that was one of them.
There are other ways of persuasion, Tom. You could
The guard kind
Have
of
you listened to Epic the
Not
Musical?
that stupid.
the guard kind of looks at you like,
I've seen Epic. Yeah.
he just kind of leans in. I'm free later tonight. That's what you're asking.
Will you see?
Am I next to lose?
I have a
you're
family.
definitely close.
That's not
I'm gonna go up and just give him a pat on the shoulder. Thumbs up.
Lou's gonna like frustrate, like, I know a lot about automatons.
The guard looks at you very
Just a
confused
very
at this point. 'Cause
befuddled
he
no.
definitely thought that you were trying to flirt.
The question: does he look disappointed with my reaction?
He's definitely disappointed when you say you have a family.
I'm gonna say, it's nothing against you. I haven't seen them in, oh god,
No,
40, 50 years.
It's fine.
I'm
I
not.
misread
That's
the
not what I was.
situation. It's fine.
I'm sure you're perfectly lovely. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Yes, Morgan.
we're gonna handle the investigation from here. Is he kind
With
of
the
like
permission.
very
when Lou's-
embarrassed and like turns back and just you can see the two other guards just kind of smirk and like and snickering to themselves.
No, I feel so bad for this guard.
Tell him what
He's
you're
into
saying
older
and said
men.
maybe later.
With
No.
Give
It
him
seems
your
like the
stepping
guards are
stone.
more laughing at the
Give me your spinning
misreading
stone address.
of the situation.
What?
I wanted to mention when Luz walked away to go talk to the guard, I think Jack would want to follow, but he doesn't want to he wants to get as close as he can without being noticed.
away from his mom?
He's
just
still
told you to
within
stay
sight
close?
of his mother. He's not going to get out of sight of his mother, but he wants to. He always wants to have as much information as possible, so he's trying to be able to listen in without being noticed.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess once my attempt fails, I'll turn back and I'll like when I do see you, which I assume I will unless you like try to hide from me or something.
I'm not intentionally hiding, but I'm trying to be as unnoticeable as possible. And
So
just
you're
be
trying
like,
to get
"I'm
up
mostly
close.
from the
an expert.
guards.
Okay, you're trying
And-
to.
Expert.
Sure.
I guess-
Sure. I'm sure you are an expert in many things, but we'll handle the investigation from here.
I got permission to investigate from the guy who seemed like the leader. Can I investigate the smaller bodies?
You can, yeah, go ahead and give it go ahead and you walk up. You start, I guess, like, define investigate. Like, are you doing like a pat down looking, or just like a quick once over glance?
No, like full on getting on my like hands and knees, like trying to move
many
clothing
knees?
to see
Which
if I can
knees?
find anything.
Okay.
Try and like, maybe
Sniffing.
roll it over to see
Sniffing.
if I can find if I can
Uh,
compare and contrast with the bigger one.
Okay. You kind of want you get down on your knees. The guards kind of like look at you puzzled. And then as you start like patting it down, like a bigger guard, half orc, kind of like puts their hand on your shoulder and just kind of shakes their head at you.
I'm Noah Rosen, founder and owner of Forged
Oh.
to Table Knives.
I was simply investigating the bigger body, and I found a very peculiar thing. I wish to test a hypothesis of sorts.
The orcish guard kind of looks at the other two. One of them pipes up. You're trying to do what?
Basically, the other bigger body had an insignia on it that was scratched out
Yeah, I
completely.
didn't ask
to
for the
the
details. Like, what?
Oh, I'm trying to see if what's different between them to see if they're from the same place or different places.
Yeah, we'll handle that.
Okay.
Thanks,
Do I
but
catch a quick
we-
glance of where the insignia was?
Yeah, as you're kind of like on your knees, you like kind of take a look at the robot.
They're Decepticons.
And suddenly there is no robot, it's just a cassette player. And off to the side there's a little gun.
Gun?
But you kind of
Jack
like
has a little
take
gun.
And that's how they found you. It was actually Megatron. I'm kidding. But you kind of take like again the smoke that was once there has faded. So you can see pretty clearly like where there was the sigil on the bigger one. It has a similar burn mark over it.
All right. That finishes my investigations. I just go and find Natalie.
Okay.
Regroup with
She's
her right now.
yeah, she's close by still. She's kind of keeping an eye on Jack, who is trying to skulk closer to the guards. She's also very much keeping an eye, like, on the guards to make sure, make sure everything's okay.
Who's directly next to me? Just Natalie, or is like anyone else next to me?
Currently, I believe Luz had gone over towards the big one. Jack is in the hall. I have the map over here, but I didn't feel like pulling it up because it's not super necessary. Currently, near you are the 3 guards, and Natalie's not like directly next to you, but she's close by.
Yeah, I suppose I walk up, make sure like none of the other party members are nearby, and I just go to Natalie and say, we really need to have a talk about this. And I think it should just be me, you, and Jack.
What? Why? Do you think this is this bad?
Just something suspicious. I guess me and you can talk about it now. I look to see if like any of the other party members are listening or like near like how close they are.
Nah, most of them are over kind of talking to the guards and out front. You guys are still kind of in the alley.
Okay.
I'm just grumbling under my breath about like, oh, I'm only one of the most skilled automata makers in all of history.
I guess I just go and say,
one of the other guards kind of pipes up at you. Yeah, I'm sure you're pretty skilled. The guard that misread what you had been saying, just kind of like.
We're just gonna be
watching this unfold with a small smile on our face,
especially at this point. Like,
okay, I'm just gonna say like, how do I describe Julie and Kami like quickly? How can I just like very quickly give a brief description of them to make sure Natalie knows who I'm talking about?
The 2 people who change their appearance in public.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 2 people who changed their appearance.
Yeah, the appearance shifters.
The shenanigans.
That could entail a lot of.
I suppose like Arizal actually like describes them briefly.
Is the biggest shenanigan.
But like
so shenanigan.
I guess what I actually say, like, but I'm just gonna say, like, those 2, they seem to be talking about something in secret. I think they know something that we don't, and they don't want anyone else to know it.
I guess. Party, scent.
We are talking in secret as well.
I know, but
I just a really good point.
I don't want them to know that we're talking about them talking about something secret, so I guess I just felt like I should share. But I mean, I don't.
No.
Do you think I can call them out?
I would say wait until we're in a more private setting to ask more questions. But I mean, ultimately, it's up to you. I'm not gonna stop you either way.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Natalie, help! I need my social awareness, a socially aware person to tell me what the social condition is here.
That's exactly what Natalie is doing. She's like,
Ryla just being super autistic.
Yeah, I know how to socialize. I can't tell you exactly what to do, but I can tell you something.
No, that's exactly what I was aiming for. This is great. I feel so immersed as a character right now.
All right. So you guys kind of are shuffled off by eventually some other guards show up, seemingly having been called in. You guys are taken by these additional guards to a local station to get your reports on what happened. By the time that you guys get out, it is late in the night.
during mine, I'm gonna keep grumbling about how I could tell them so much about the automatons if they would let me take a look at them.
They kind of inform you while you're grumbling consistently. Just about every time you grumble, they're like, "Yeah, we went over that to begin with. If we need your assistance, we will contact you. We have been given your place of residence. You don't have to remind us for the 17th time. We appreciate
I'm one of
any
the most
assistance.
foremost experts in all of
Yes,
history of
we
automata.
appreciate the assistance, but right now
Clunk
we will
was
be
the
handling
place
the
of residence.
investigation by ourselves. Now, if you would please continue giving your report.
Fine.
You said something about a child being stabbed? Anyway.
Only a
Do they
little bit.
question
got
Jack?
Yes, they question all of you.
Do they question a minor without a parent or guardian present?
Natalie is with you when you are being questioned. Although you
Nah.
have to fill in some of the details about stuff
Okay.
that happened when she wasn't there.
This is fantasy world, all right? Those laws don't exist here.
Yeah, this is under Neverwinter jurisdiction.
They still
This
have
ain't
some
New
regulations
anymore.
in terms of minors.
Minors.
Well, yeah, you have to
Who's-
have a pickaxe, a
Oh.
hard hat, you know.
Why do they get special treatment?
Because they are children and need special treatment to properly develop.
Why are you putting children in the mines?
Bullshit.
The children
love
yearn
for
for
the
the
mines.
mines.
Okay. How much does the? I guess that would be maybe a roll. How much does Jack's distrust of authority come through during this investigation?
It comes through a little, a few times, but Natalie kind of tries to, like, anytime it comes out in any way, she kind of tries to step in before it gets, like, real noticeable.
He just instinctively wants
It
to
mostly-
stop talking to the guards
it
and not
mostly
tell them
shows
anything.
up, like, it mostly shows up during the parts that Natalie wasn't there for, where she has to kind of help coax the information out of you.
I feel like he's also putting on just a little bit of a front of "I'm a scared child." Like
Okay.
I think only Natalie would know that he's mildly acting to be
Right.
as if he's younger and more.
Roll me performance. Actually,
Let's see. He is kind
Deception.
of shaken from it. So, deception. I don't mind if I do.
Also, you talking about his distrust of authority made me realize that whenever Luz's like anarchist tendencies get addressed with Jack for the first time, that should be a ton of fun.
So it's gonna be a 24.
yeah, they don't notice much.
So
I mean, you are
whenever
a child,
to-
so they're not going to super question like, "Oh, this is a scared child."
And he's also
After
acting like
they
he's
was-
acting more like a child than he typically
Yeah.
does.
I mean, this child was
so-
stabbed. I'm not going to assume the child's putting on a front and isn't terrified of the fact that they were stabbed.
I think that's part of it, is that there's at least some truth to his acting, even though he's not as
Yeah.
affected as he's playing it up to be.
As I'm talking to the guards and they're trying to get information out of me, would a roll to not give away too much information be charisma or wisdom?
Depends. What kind of information are you not trying to give away?
Oh, I'm not trying to tell them that I saw Kane and Julie talking to
Okay.
themselves after the battle and that they might know something that we don't and they're keen on keeping it to themselves.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
just
guard-
like basic
guards weren't
social
there.
etiquette.
yeah,
A basic social etiquette,
but
but
for Rizel, that takes a roll sometimes.
yeah, I have the hermit. I have the hermit background.
They don't end up getting that far
The tism.
as the end, because they kind of, once, like, they show up, like, in their reports, they kind of stop asking questions once they have, like, reliable from the guards reporting. They kind of don't ask for the questions, so you don't actually get to the point where you would bring it up.
Okay, good.
So,
I'm just saying, keeping secrets from Arisal might be more dangerous than telling Arisal the secrets. Because I'm just gonna tell everyone that you have a secret.
you guys are eventually
You know, if
released.
Kane knew, I don't think he'd be too bothered.
Yeah.
You guys are eventually released from your questioning. Late at night, you guys presumably make your way back to your hotel. At one point, Clunk kind of parts ways with you guys. As you guys make your way
Before
back.
he does, can I ask
Yes.
Clunk a very insensitive question?
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna ask him. Okay. This is gonna sound bad. You, as a Warforged, what are your thoughts on automata, if you have any? I'm just curious to get that perspective.
I would say I have a unique perspective on them, as I am not a traditional Warforged. I, as he kind of bangs against his helmet, and you hear kind of a ringing within, am hollow. Whereas most Warforged are solid, I am a unique case. I was a suit of armor brought to life through unintentional magics. Most Warforged are intentionally created. As for automaton, I believe that the creatures that we fought were not truly alive. They had base programming and instinct, but beyond that, they were not living. That is what you were asking.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
Do
I really appreciate your perspective. We agree there, and I just wanted to get that unique thing. Thank you. Thank you.
Do I
Of
hear that
course.
conversation happening?
Luz is also like visibly regretting asking the question when he gets into the magic part. He's just kind of like squirms, like.
You
It
asked.
wasn't. Jack is intensely curious and really wants to ask questions, but is
I mean,
not going to because he feels
will
like
say-
it would be rude.
Clunk was not exactly a quiet being. And when he banged against his head, it kind of was like it drew attention to what they were talking about.
I was like,
Jack is like very curious, bouncing on his toes a little. I don't know if he's neurodivergent yet or not, but he very much wants to be asking so many questions and info dumping, but he also
You had like an hour-long conversation with Luz about the possibility of trains. What do you mean you don't know if he's neurodivergent or not?
That is so fair. He's
character is not neurodivergent.
visibly excited, but also not going to ask because he has anxiety.
Hey, Clunk.
Yes,
Thank you for the assistance again today.
of course. If you ever need any help, do not hesitate to ask. No matter what
Ouch.
that help may be. Within
What's it?
very limited restrictions. I won't help you kill people. I should make that clear. It would not be the first time people have asked.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll not cross that boundary for sure.
I
guess when
appreciate it.
I like smile
I
a lot
second
more
your
than
help
usual
was
whenever I hear
appreciated.
that.
Nobody can see your
Nope.
face.
Well, yeah, but like secretly.
I'm smiling on the inside.
The inside,
hood.
I would be very happy. Como se dice? I guess that whenever I just go up to Clunk, and yes, this is racially motivated, but my character doesn't know that. Clunk, did you know them?
I thought my question was insensitive. Holy shit.
I just mean like in your long experience time within Neverwinter, have you seen anything like
Wow.
that happen before?
Thank you
He kind
for
of
making
stops in his
my
tracks.
awful question look nice.
Arcel, correct?
Yes.
Could you help
No.
me?
Okay.
No, I haven't seen anything
Wow.
like it before.
Could
Okay.
you help me?
That says much.
Can you
For
help
I
me
have
get
seen
the?
many things. This
Especially here in
was new
Neverwinter.
to me. Yes.
That's insane.
Hey,
What was that?
Arcel, right?
Yes.
Can you help me
Those
get
not cut
the room arrangements set up for tonight so that we are all set?
Did anyone
Oh,
else
yes, of
have
course.
any questions they would like to ask me pertaining to what happened? I know several of you probably want to ask. Go
Jack is
ahead.
just getting more and more bouncy, but he's like looking at his mom like, what do I do here?
She kind of like looks at you like. She doesn't quite know, because like he said ask, but like. She was definitely concerned by Arizel's question.
Hey,
She was like,
Arizel's question was
like,
not
when he-
racially motivated.
When
It
when
is
Arizel
just
asked, she was like,
Again, like when I said mine, I thought mine was horribly insensitive, and then Arizel came in like, let me make that look like nothing.
I mean,
I love it too. And
I mean, I
loved
will
it.
say, Clunk was expecting this to happen at some point. Because, yes, you guys fought mechanical creatures. Clunk is theoretically similar to them. Clunk was expecting this.
I'm just saying, I'm glad I can be predictable. Because
man.
I wouldn't want Clunk to not trust me.
Ryan, why do you have the OBS?
I was wondering the same thing.
Okay. I'm testing something.
Wow.
For some reason, Discord now recognizes OBS as a game or like something to put an overlay of. And so when I look at my OBS, which I'm using for virtual camera to have Julie up here, off in this
So,
direction
yeah,
over here. I've
is
got
our
also two.
faces.
Yeah,
I've
Huh.
noticed that.
and it's
today.
covering up all my
Yeah.
buttons.
Weird.
It's a new update, I think. It's a
Yeah.
little distracting.
I guess I don't have the virtual
figure out how to
camera,
turn it
so
off.
Huh. Weird. Anyway, does anyone else have any questions they would like to ask Clunk before you guys part ways?
Not me nor Arizel.
Actually, I do have one
No,
more question.
We really have to go now, Arisel.
I just want to know, Clunk.
Let's go, chop, chop.
Okay.
I assume at this point you're just kind of dragging her.
Thank you for the help, Arisel.
Man,
go.
I really don't know whether. And then I just say like, man, I really didn't know asking if I was sleeping at his tonight would be like a really bad conversation topic. See, I thought he offered me his. Oh, like I
Just
thought he offered me
completely not
to
comprehending.
stay earlier.
Clunk kind of like
Oh, you don't.
you can't
don't have to
see
worry
a
about.
smile, but like you can tell based on his voice he is smiling.
Don't worry. Let's get our sleeping arrangements, Arisel.
I will
We can
need
worry
a few
about our own.
days to arrange what we discussed. I will let you
Okay.
know when it is prepared.
I think at some point, Jack tried to curb his hyperactivity by pulling out some little metal parts and fiddling with them, like just trying to, not knowing
Oh,
what
Luz
to
is
make,
definitely
just trying to stop. Because he's been trained into knowing that his hyperactivity is not a good thing. So he's trying to calm it down, but it's hard.
Luz is definitely going to notice that and go start playing with the scrap metal with him.
Okay. So
If he tries to touch it or take it out of Jack's hand, he will get slapped.
all right. So I
Oh
assume
my.
that means no one else has any questions
Okay.
for Clunk. So Clunk.
I mean, we're all
Not
free.
that they're willing
free
to ask.
adventurers.
I guess. What's it called?
You're not
Whenever I'm
there.
out of range of the.
Yeah, you've been
Kumul City
dragged
Fair.
away at this point.
Okay. I was gonna ask. Man, I was gonna wonder why he doesn't sound like other Warforged I've come across.
You know, that's such a funny question. I'm sure we'll have to do our own research, you know. I'm sure it's a I'm sure it's quite a story, but you know, there's not enough time to ever ask. You know, Clunk
Tommy just doing
busy,
damage control.
busy.
So
Oh,
Busy
Clunk,
Wolfwatch.
Clunk takes off as
Oh,
you guys make your way back to the hotel. that
With
you were
like
staying
rocket
at.
boosters.
No, no, he just kind of diverges paths at one point.
Claps his hands, touches the ground, and rockets off on a pillar of stone.
Just, just up and away.
To infinity and beyond!
Yeah, just hold on, just one hand on the ground, one hand in the air.
All right, so
Alphonse has definitely done that at one point.
What?
I was making a reference to Full Metal.
Full
Oh,
Metal
no.
Alchemist
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
So RSL. Hello?
Yeah?
Are we doing the same sleeping arrangements as yesterday, or what are we doing?
I suppose why not? Oh, we're back in the tavern, right?
You've made your way back to the hotel at this point, yes.
Oh, I left my backpack over at Clunk's. I suppose I'll get that in the morning. I guess I just go. There's like a washroom area, right?
Jack
Okay.
wants to wash up.
I mean, you guys have like a washroom in your rooms.
Oh, really? Like a closet? Like a somewhere where no one else
Yeah,
can
this
see
is
me?
a fancy place. Basically, they have their own bathrooms because you're at a fancy place.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to the room. Same sleeping arrangements.
I presume I'm just being left behind at this point.
Yeah, basically.
What's it called? Yeah, I go into the room and you see me disappear into the closet.
Jack wants to clean up desperately. He does not want to be covered in blood anymore.
But whose blood is it?
Understandable.
Probably
His
yours.
own!
Yeah.
Those things didn't bleed.
I don't know. They had oil,
It's
Um,
not blood.
and lubricant.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Had lube?
Is it on day 4 when the upgrade is complete, or day 3 when the upgrade is complete?
I believe it's been a hot minute. I believe
So
that it was
she
supposed
said
to be
3 days?
3 days. Yes.
So it would be day 4 when it's ready.
Yeah.
We just went through day 1.
No. Today was technically, I believe, day 2.
Today
no,
was day 2?
No, you're right. You're right. Today was day 1. You guys.
Yeah,
guys
because
did a
we
lot.
immediately went to the
Damn.
markets. Yeah.
You guys did a lot
Busy
in one
day.
day. Busy day. You
Okay,
guys
Yeah, so
did your shopping.
two-
You
Jack
we
is
have
a
got your
three
asses
days
whooped.
still. What were the sleeping arrangements?
I believe it was Kami, Julie, and Arisal in one
Yeah.
room, then Jack, Luz, and
Yeah,
Natalie in the other.
literally everyone
Oh,
else in the
that's gonna be fun.
I'm so like curious now. At what point is Luz gonna realize that the smell of magic isn't just ambiance, it's Jack?
Is there like a quiet
You know,
corner in
probably
the hotel
soon.
lobby?
I mean, you can go be where Clunk was. There's no one nearby there right now.
Yeah, I'll go
Clunk
hang
had
out
just
over
been
there.
standing.
I'm gonna. You know that one scene where Qui-Gon sends the midichlorians to Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a sending stone now.
Okay.
The sending stone now. See if I can contact Nyx.
Okay. So, you like pull out the stone. You kind of try and reach Nyx. The stone kind of vibrates.
Sent a voicemail.
You were sent a voicemail last time. Yes, hello? Call me? Is that you?
Yes, hello.
Hello there.
So, what was the last? Sorry, it's been a day. What was the last thing you heard in regards to our, work here in Neverwinter.
Pretty sure he's the one that bailed us out, or bailed you all out.
Yeah,
Last I was
he
aware,
has
you
my
were
bag of
all-
holding. Or they have my bag.
Last I was aware, you were all unemployed. Although you had a contract with the. Bother, I don't remember.
The Lord of Neverwinter.
Yes, of course. Some kind of
Here.
contract
You know what?
with
I'll just cut straight to the point.
Yes, that would be ideal.
My brother has made contact with me.
Ah. Personally, or through some other?
With a group of inorganic. Is inorganic even the right word? Automata assassins. And I. Does Nyx know about the disguise hat shenanigans? I've been going around the city in various disguises of myself. Right now I'm in a human form, and yet this is when I've been attacked. So he
How are you
seems to
describing
have.
yourself?
I was given a hat of disguise.
Alright. That really is an option, and then. And you're sure that your hat of disguise wasn't dispelled in any way before you were attacked?
Does he still look like? I guess I'm not in this conversation.
I'm gonna take out a short sword and just see how I look in the reflection.
I was gonna say it could have turned back now because like I don't.
I mean,
know if this is where
everyone
it's
else.
going, but Julie did.
Yeah, no one
Julie
said anything.
did say Kami multiple times. Like no one, Julie didn't say like, "Oh, Kami, you're Kami again," but
You kind of
Julie did
look in the
call you Kami
reflection,
multiple times.
and you see, like, weirdly, with I guess somehow the magic, the way it works. One half of the blade you see Kami, the other half you see Kane. So you see both of these versions of you.
Okay, on the Kami side, I'm gonna start
like,
trying to grasp her hair.
No. It like you tilt the blade, and it's seemingly the magic is showing you both your true form and your disguised self.
Okay. From what I can tell, from what I've not noticed it be dispelled. The last time it was dispelled was when I was in a full elf form. I switched to a human form to sort of get away from that alias. It doesn't seem to matter.
Unless it's illusionary magic, and finding some kind of counter is not easy. Nor would that be a normal assumption.
Like I could get in contact with Barnor. That would help.
Perhaps that is not the. Were all of your assailants defeated?
Yes, every one of the assailants were defeated.
And you're sure you're not still being followed?
I'm gonna look around the hotel lobby.
I mean, there's no like shifty figure in a cloak standing around. Like, there's no one sitting in a corner just staring at you like Aragorn. Just like
I was literally about to say Aragorn in the corner.
there's no one. There's no Aragorn, but
The Aragorn in the room.
I must admit, I didn't make any. This all happened earlier in the day. We then were speaking with the Neverwinter God for a couple hours at least. I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. with our walk back. And I will say, the only reason the attack happened was someone very foolishly walked into an ambush. It was weird.
It was Luz,
But
wasn't it?
they were sorry?
It was Luz, wasn't it?
Luz definitely walked.
I
You're
was
not,
following
yes.
you. Thank you very much.
You're not there.
You know.
Cody's gonna pin it on.
Wasn't my original idea, but it is what I'm going with. So yes.
I would say until you are sure you are no longer being followed, do not visit Barnum. You don't want to compromise their location.
Right. That's definitely a good idea.
Until you know how you were found, this time, I would not risk seeing anyone like that.
No, it's far too risky. Say also, after it occurred, I got this feeling that should we try to meet with the Lord of Neverwinter, a similar occurrence might happen. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I am no master at chronomancy, so I cannot tell you, or divination. I cannot tell you what the future holds, per se, but should you be assaulted when trying to confront the Lord of Neverwinter, you would likely have some form of additional security through the Lord of Neverwinter himself.
Oh, I cannot
He
doubt that,
has-
but I don't want any unnecessary suffering to occur because me.
It seems that choice has been taken out of your hands.
Yeah, there was a boy who suffered some rather serious wound. His mother came on by through the fight, but
Speaking of Jack, I don't know if it would occur to you, but he is a very sneaky, sticky boy and could potentially try to relay a message.
You're not here. Wait a minute.
No, I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying out of character. I don't know if it would occur to Kami to think of that, but Jack is a very sneaky, sticky boy. Just saying.
so I mean, you're right. It doesn't seem like I get much choice in the matter.
The boy is alive, yes?
The boy is most certainly alive. He certainly looks better than I do right now. Feels better than I do, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my back is... I got shot several times.
It's unfortunate.
Several's an understatement.
Took like 6 bolts to the back.
Would Nix assume it was
I
Luke?
took 6 bolts in 2 rounds. I think I stood up for like 4. So, you know.
Oh no.
You know, he could ask for healing from one of the 2 healers in the party.
It's all... If I needed... Actually, I already got healing anyways.
Yeah,
I think
some.
now that
Healing.
Jack's safe, Natalie might actually take notice and take care of it.
I'm pretty sure you healing worded me because I went down.
Yeah, I healing worded you once, but like you're still pretty much bleeding everywhere.
It's been a
Bleeding's
couple hours.
mostly
I'm not
stopped.
bleeding anymore.
Yeah, you guys have had time to like during the
We are all
interrogation. You had a
just
short
so
rest.
excited.
Can we, like,
Listen,
when we
this
went
is not
to
the
the-
first. This is not the first time I've been torn to pieces and filled with cuts and bruises. I mean, have you seen my brother?
Don't
I
go
haven't.
into a
No,
coma
but-
again. That would not be ideal.
But Yeah, you guys had basically a short rest while you guys were being questioned, so.
That's so
I was
interesting
about
that you
to
say
ask
that.
whether or not we would have gotten some healing
Yeah.
from the guards.
Well, you didn't get healing from the guards, but you had enough time of just kind of sitting around.
Yeah, I'm still in the closet.
Jack would have gone up to the
It's
room
okay.
like
You
first
don't
thing
have
to
to be in the
wash off.
closet with us. We're all safe, Ethan. You don't have to be in the closet.
Yeah, I'm safe in this closet. I'm not coming
No,
out,
you
guys.
can't.
Jack's young enough that I can't even begin to explore the closet.
I think I'm stuck in the closet. I really want to get
Unfortunately.
too many things to do in here.
The plan was
Someone
to
put a
eventually do that with
door in-
Vander,
or-
but
Someone put a
Can
chair
I
in
get a
front of
quick
the
reminder
door.
on how short rest healing works?
just
You
do it
can
on D&D
spend-
Beyond. It automatically does it.
You can spend your hit
It
die
did not.
and roll them to heal a certain amount.
As far as I know, we still
And
all
you-
keep 9 temporary hit points as well.
If I remember correctly, they go at like at a new day, but obviously that hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
But sorry, we were having a conversation.
Oh yeah, sorry, my
Oh
bad.
yeah. But yeah, the boy is seemed a little shaken. Well, little is.
He was
Uh,
shaken at first, but he quickly tried to pull himself together. It depends on how
How old
high
is the
your
child?
passive insight to know if he was acting shaken.
Well, since
or
I
not.
have a 21, I know. No.
He was. I don't remember if I rolled for deception or not.
There's no way I noticed.
Yeah, you probably weren't
If the
paying enough
guards
attention.
didn't, I didn't.
How old is the child?
In the teens somewhere.
That's-
Young teens. Young teens.
Just
he is
shit. I never asked.
technically, he is technically a preteen. He is not even 13 yet. He's almost.
You look like, from
I
what I
do look-
remember, you look
I
like you're
do-
12.
It looks young.
Well, he is 12. He tends when he goes out. Like I think when you first met him, he would have looked closer to 11 or 10 because when he was going out pickpocketing, he would like make himself look younger intentionally to kind of manipulate people into not being as hard on him if he did get caught. But he probably didn't do any of that today. He probably just looked like his normal 12-year-old self.
Is Kane really pulling a, I don't know, I didn't carbon date him. He's on the younger side.
Seemingly. I just brought this child into combat.
You know, I
you
never
expected me to like
asked
make
you.
sure you.
I
Yeah.
didn't bring him into anything. It was Luz's idea.
Well,
That's
whoa,
right, it
whoa,
was.
whoa.
Luz just brought this
Didn't
child into
Speaking of
combat.
Luz,
I did not bring him into combat. Thank you very
Nix
much.
has spoken it into law.
You also brought the hooded figure in.
There are gonna be some mixed words for Luz whenever you guys get back to Phandalin at
I
some point.
did nothing. Nothing at
How
all.
dare you endanger a child? How could you do such a thing?
what endangerment? Come on, Luz. You
I-
thought you were better than this.
I did
No, I
nothing but a
didn't.
good influence.
I wonder.
that child.
I
Thank you
wonder
very
if
much.
Nix and Jack are ever actually gonna meet. Depends on if Jack and Ellie go to Phandalin at any point, I guess.
So, early teens. Watch over this child, and if you can, try and prevent him from walking the path that we have walked.
Certainly try.
Not a life for a child.
Good luck.
You will try.
I would certainly agree with you, but well, I feel those two things are mutually exclusive. If
Also,
the boy remains within watching range, there's no way his safety can be guaranteed.
It's also not exactly like he's had a walk in the park type of life up to this point. He's kind of already in the business.
I should. That sounded wrong. If we keep an eye on him, he's gonna get involved. but we'll make sure if he stays involved, we'll do our best to protect him.
Just not gonna explain why you know him. Not that Nick's asked.
It's still kind of,
It's a complicated story.
A complicated story that Kami was not the most involved with.
He's like, I think it had something to do with Xander.
As for your assailants,
Did I tell you what's happened to Xander?
something happened to Xander?
Oh no. Oh no.
Is Xander alright?
So
Xander went boom.
If Lou said that, he would immediately get he would immediately be suspected of murder.
For what reason?
Xander went boom. You
So-
have a gun called your Boom's big baby boom.
Sweet baby boom.
Sweet baby boom. Whatever.
Xander, I don't even. I've explained this like 3 times at this point, and yet I'm still. So Xander
Xander no longer with us.
disappeared. In a way.
I think I understand your meaning.
Thank you for your understanding.
It's not uncommon in the life of an adventurer to lose those that you are close to.
I mean, I'm sure Xander's still out there,
Yes, I'm sure he is.
Tommy definitely not in denial here.
Nick's definitely not thinking that right now. Just like, I want to tell him, yes, we all think that at first, but I can't tell him that.
But yeah, that might have been why. That might have been part of the reason why the whole disguise thing switching happened.
We assaulted, and we assaulted. Well, Xander, your previous disguise
No.
compromised, or-
So, okay. So we were in the Neverwinter Library, and I had been talking with Xander,
Mhm.
and I went to go. I don't even remember what I was doing, but all of a sudden, there was this explosion and a hole in the wall. We were in the corner of the library, thankfully, so the fire that presumably came from this explosion where Xander was didn't spread very far, and we might have been implicated as sort of terrorists in the city.
Ah. I hope you were able to get that solved easily enough.
Clunk is
Because
a
that wasn't
darling. Clunk is an absolute gem. Let me tell you that.
He is very much so, yes.
So yes, we got that fixed.
And you're sure that... No, I don't mean to overstep, but you say you didn't see what happened.
Well, I mean, no, I didn't see what happened.
You had your back turned.
Are you sure that perhaps the assailants that attacked you did not try and attack you earlier?
The library, thankfully, the library was nearly empty.
Any website. Unlimited creation.
Like,
Describe your needs and goals.
Now
Why
Tommy's
would they-
good.
An
be guilty.
Why would they go for Xander? Like, wait, no, hold
You
on.
said you had been talking with Xander, correct?
Yes, I had been talking with Xander.
And only moments after there was an explosion that may or may not have cost Xander their life.
Hold on, that's rather presumptuous, Nix.
I'm not.
This is just
trying
gonna be
to say anything.
the Kami
I'm
Survivor
just-
Skill arc.
I'm asking. You were there, I was not. Do you believe that it was possible that the explosion was not aimed at Xander, but instead you?
I mean, hold on. I mean, it seemed to be exactly pointed at what. I didn't see anything go past me. I mean, wouldn't I have seen something if it was a
Well,
projectile shot at
Now,
me?
correct me if I am wrong, but you said you were in the corner, yes? By a wall that could have had something on the other side.
But like, how would they know I would be there? You know?
How do they know where you were today? There are many questions left unanswered currently. Like, who is that man over by Jack?
Hopefully
Hello,
not his
Mr.
father.
Grimm.
Morgan, tell your dad I say hi.
My father says hello. Not Jack's father. He's an asshole.
I don't mean to. I'm just trying to ask questions that I'm not sure you have been asking yet.
I mean, would there be a way for them to know our location from the outside of the library?
Were you sure
Wait.
you weren't followed into the library? Or followed to the library? You said you weren't sure if you were followed today.
Well, I do know there was someone outside the library. Armand was outside the library.
And you saw Harmon.
I mean, he would have Okay,
Mentioned him
the
yet.
assailants, I'm pretty sure today. Okay, we haven't seen. A lot has gone on. We have not seen Harmon in a while either. But the assailants today, the last one was struck down by Harmon. For sure. I would recognize
Harmon.
those blue daggers anywhere.
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but Harmon's daggers are red, are they not? They are.
Let me just quickly look at my notes from last time.
Oh
Just
yeah,
the-
because he had the red daggers with the ice powers, and the other chick had.
What?
Yeah, Elsa. Did you know Harmon was Elsa? What? My
I
brother's very
love
confused in the
placing.
background.
I love placing doubt in my players.
You know, that's funny. They are red, aren't they?
Yes, as far as I was aware. Unless they are color changing, which would be interesting, I guess.
Did I ever
Or-
see Harmon with his armor? His shadow armor? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I saw him with his shadow armor.
Yeah, you'd seen him before.
Did it have blue eyes or red eyes? The original, what
Harmon's?
Harmon,
Red eyes.
so it wasn't Harmon. I mean, it could have been still, but probably not.
Okay. He knew about the. Okay. No. Hamid would never put Xander in that type of danger.
But
That I can assure you.
But again, if you were the intended target,
There's no way Hammond. It's not Hammond. There's no way Hammond would ever risk Xander as a potential victim in that.
If you say so, you knew the man better than I did. I just want to make
Unfortunately,
sure
that's
you-
only Harmond. If there was others going, but
How long have you known Harmon?
I met Harmond and Xander around the time I came out of my coma, so it's not necessarily been the longest time.
What do you know then, Harmon?
Honestly, the two biggest things I noticed from Harmond were that he was a bit of a kleptomaniac, and he had a very close relationship with Xander.
Well, if you say he did not do it, then he must not have done it. I just
Would
wonder
there
where
be
he is
a-
now. Since
You repeat that?
you say, I just wonder where he is now. Then, since you say he is still unaccounted for.
I too am beginning to really wonder where Harmond is. Would there be a way if a potential assailant? It was a wall. Okay. What do I remember from like the rubble from the building?
Roll me history.
Yikes. That is a 4. I got a 2.
I mean, the rubble wasn't exactly the biggest thing on your mind. The explosion was.
To quote my notes, I turn and walk away and hear a sizzling, and as I turn back, Xander is on fire and an explosion happens, and bada bing bada boom, no Xander and fire.
That's about all you really remember. Like, you weren't paying. Everything happened so quickly that, like, you saw Xander, you turned away, started walking away, kaboom, no Xander, and then
You
things
had
started
been
happening
showing-
more. You guys, like, people rush over. You guys try and put out the fires. It was a very hectic moment that the rubble wasn't exactly at the forefront of your mind, and much less is it now.
Right.
I will point out, I don't know if Kami's going to remember this, but he was talking to Xander about something very specific
Shush
before
you.
he walked away.
Shush you.
The thing I don't think that was something I would necessarily bring up unless I were asked, like, hey, what were you even talking about? But okay. Okay, so what I remember from that day, I walk away. There was a cat. No, wrong day. I walk away. I hear a sort of sizzling, like and then explosion, and then
That does not narrow down what could have been the cause.
have you? I don't believe I've had any sort of thing thrown at me that would make that sound, unless I'm mistaken. Like, does a fireball make that sound as it's flying toward you?
Less sizzle, more crackle.
Okay, so it couldn't have been something thrown from inside of the library then.
If you say so, I was not there. I cannot testify. But given
Right.
the information that you have given me, I cannot say what exactly caused this explosion that claims Xander. My first theory would be Xander's own magic, but that would require
I mean, that's what I
spellcasting.
figured.
That would require some form of spellcasting normally.
Why would... Wait. Why would Xander cast a spell? Why would Xander... Didn't Xander have sort of unstable magical energies?
Yes. Xander did.
That's one way to put it.
And that would appear with a spell cast.
On occasion.
Did you ever see Xander use like a mage hand or anything like that?
I did not get to witness Xander's magic up close too often,
Right.
as I did not venture with you all much.
Right, of course. I mean, I saw a lot of offensive spells. Xander never casted a fireball, though, I don't think.
I don't think you wouldn't have ever seen Xander cast Fireball. Although you
would
have
say
seen
cast
someone
Fireball.
else. You have seen someone else cast Fireball before.
Who casted fireball?
Maybe you don't remember. Never mind. Roll history.
Okay. I do know the one fireball I know Xander did cast was when I was in a coma.
Xander hasn't cast Fireball before.
What
no,
happened with
you-
the goblins or the
No. You
the first fight Xander was in?
Scorching
no,
Ray,
that
I
was
do believe.
Scorching Ray. Xander did blow themselves up once, but that was an encounter that I believe only Gerald, Clunk, and Xander were a part of. I don't think Kami
He
was
didn't
there for
blow
that.
himself up. He's turned himself into a flower pot twice now.
I believe no, maybe you didn't blow.
He's never got
yourself
the
up.
fireball before. I know for a fact he hasn't got the
got a
fireball before because I've been
10.
itching to do the
You got a
shield thing.
10. Something with the Red Band Ruffians. That's about the best you got.
Oh right, the
Yeah, those assholes
Oh,
like, appeared very
wait.
briefly.
right. Yeah. There was. So. If Xander did it, why? If it wasn't Xander, how?
Now, I will simply say there are methods of controlling one's actions. I'm not saying that
Xander was not very good at those methods.
Are you saying Xander could have been enchanted? Or something?
I'm saying I do not know. There are a lot of unanswered questions,
So it seems.
and I am just
So you think
finding
you know ways,
potential
do you
answers
really?
to those questions.
First up, we
Whether or
got
not my
Shake.
answers are correct, it's beyond my knowledge.
Right. Hmm. I mean, there's no way. There's no way.
If you say so. I trust your judgment.
If you see Xander and Vandalin, give me a call.
Of
Or a
course.
send.
If I
Whatever you.
if I see Xander and Fandolin, I will let you know. You have my word.
Cool. And tell Xander. I want my damn practice sword back.
Sure. If I see Xander in Fandolin, I shall let you know and tell Xander that you require your sword back.
Also, sorry, I have kept you a while. How was Droop?
I know this friend of mine who I really enjoyed the company of is potentially dead. Probably dead, potentially missing.
Hey. You're saying a lot of words.
Likely dead.
He did an explosion.
You do seem to be in denial. I'm just saying.
I'm not denying anything.
You're denying the fact that he's probably dead.
You're denying the fact that he could be alive.
As the player, yes, I am.
True.
You know, I can't hear players. It's a weird thing.
Just a voice in the back of your mind. He's dead, and you know it.
Is that Xander's voice?
I mean, technically it was just now.
Yes, I mean...
You see Xander appear in front of you. Kami, I'm done. You just have to let me go. And then he fades away. And then
Kami, I'm fucking dead.
My brain did not know how to process that sentence as it came out.
You heard it. Xander is doing a light bit of necrophilia. Obviously.
He is fucking dead.
Dead.
So I heard the last word is dad, and I was very concerned.
Kami, I'm fucking your dad.
How do you know Xander is actually very much so a virgin?
I don't.
Not for long.
Do you know what necrophilia is, Ryan?
Which one?
Necromancy is what Xander would be committing.
No, if he's...
No, necromancy would be
if he's
bringing
fucking the dead, it would be necrophilia.
Necrophilia would
Oh,
be
yeah,
fucking
no,
the
that-
dead.
He said, I am fucking dead.
Yeah,
Xander did
I
not,
see it
in
now.
fact,
I
said
see,
that.
I see the
Xander
vision.
said, I'm gone and you know it.
So,
So how is the boy?
Troop fares well. I've
Perfect.
been trying to teach him a bit more learning, as he did not have the best education prior to your interactions with him. So I've been doing my best to teach him what I can, and have had a few friends as well to help him.
Once
I
again,
believe you
I
remember
remain in your
Tiberius.
debt. Hello.
Yes.
So that's what's been going on.
Well, I wish I had more answers for you.
It's okay. Xander will tell me himself. It's okay.
Yes, I'm sure he will. Do you require anything else of me, or was that all?
I believe that probably is it.
Alright. Well then, until next time.
Until next time.
As you were speaking, your sending stone stops. Sending.
No, for a fantasy role-playing game, that was an incredibly accurate depiction of trying to end the phone call.
I will say, I like to think that at this point, every time Nyx gets a phone call, he's like, what do these fuckers want now? Because every time we call him, it's because we have a problem. Like when Xander's grave got robbed.
Hey, we had a grave robbing incident. Hey, Xander blew himself the fuck up.
Hey, we might be terrorists now.
Yeah,
It's
we're
always
terrorists.
Xander too, apparently.
Xander is just a bunch of issues, apparently.
Yeah. To lose Xander is an issue, so, you know.
Also,
Was an issue. Was an
I was just looking at the playlist of our past sessions, And every one of them has like 0 to 6 views, except for Session 7 Adventures Anonymous, which has 35.
Hell yeah. I don't know how it got that many views, and I don't care.
I think probably because it says Adventures Anonymous, it probably pinged more.
It has a good name. It was a good
In
name.
game, how long did that conversation last?
About the
I don't
same
know
time it lasted.
How long did it last in real life?
Hey, there was a lot of talk. There was a lot of out of context talk. How's
Then
happening?
the amount of time minus the out of context talk.
Why
Okay,
did I stop talking? I was so confused.
Probably like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
cool. Was that happening like in the room too?
No. It was off in
No,
a corner
it was over where
downstairs.
Clonk was.
It was a corner in the lobby.
Ah. Okay.
Jack and Natalie are up in their room.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I
And
suppose
Jack is. I assume Natalie followed.
I get out of
This
I
is
get
there
out of the
too.
closet, and I guess I go and find Jack and Natalie.
Oh, congrats.
Oh,
on
now would
getting
be a
out of
good
the
time
closet.
for their conversation.
Yeah, now would be a good time for the conversation.
Oh, good. More 30-minute conversations that must
All right,
inspire.
I go back
Sure.
up
Oh my god.
to the room.
I'm still in my hood, and I'm just really less bulky now. Like way less under the
You're
hood.
from Hunk to Twink.
Yeah, like instantly.
Morgan, why would you say these words?
I can say worse words. Like
Don't.
skibbity
Hey.
and yacht.
I will kick you.
Oh, hey, Kami. How's it going?
Uh,
I'm just lifting up my sword on the bed.
you know, it's been a long day. You know, it's been a very long day.
You going better.
Say, you think we'll run into Xander soon?
I feel like if anything, he'd run into us. Or teleport to us? Never really understood how his magic worked.
You know, that's probably a good point. Yeah, that'll probably be how it goes. Yeah, well,
You have like a Xander come to him in his dream and be like, Kami, I'm dead and you know it.
Kami, it's okay. I died 7
You can let me
years
go.
ago.
do half elves
don't know.
trance? No, I sleep.
I believe it's only full elves.
Yeah, we sleep. Have you never noticed?
Xander still,
Not recently.
Xander still slept after he became an elf because he didn't realize that he was supposed to be trancing because he doesn't know these things.
Yeah.
I think Nyx actually had to tell him, like, you should be trancing now, right? Not just sleeping. And so it's like, huh?
Or are you asking
Wait, who-
about Xander and how he slept versus being a...
No,
Well,
sorry, I'm speaking aloud. Who's in the room with us?
Oh, I
You, me, and Arisal.
I think Arisal would be.
Oh, so yes.
I guess the instant that I leave the closet, like I'm going to Jack and Natalie. But I think I've
So
left
no
at this
one.
point, right?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
one
you
but
would be there
two.
by now.
Yeah, I would be in
Oh.
Jack and Natalie's room by now.
I don't
Hey,
know where
Morgan, are
Luz
we in
is, but if he was in
Actually,
the
no,
room
never
with
mind, I
us, he got
think
kicked out
she
for the
stepped out.
conversation.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say up until this point, I was gonna ask if we're in agreement that Luz and Jack would have just been discussing the intricacies of automata design.
Not yet.
I mean, I'm saying Luz wasn't in their conversation whenever they were whisper. I might just like include Luz a little bit, unless if Jack and Natalie say otherwise.
It's up to you. I'll leave if you ask me to.
I was about to say, you know, I might have forgotten to show Luz the note.
I don't think you did show me the note.
Yeah,
Correct.
I noticed you didn't.
He is a bit of a loose cannon. Do you think he'd
Luz.
run straight into the
Quite literally.
the
A
fray
loose
if he knew
cannon?
there was a fray to be had?
He's a Luz cannon.
You know, now that I think about it, after seeing what happened today, I think he probably would.
I
See
ordered
what the
200
king will
hand-forged
do to
knives
us.
for my dorm room
We
and
wouldn't
built a
dare.
Wix website to sell them.
Must be that soldiering instinct.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
So, what do you what is the plan here with everything? I guess now that we're out of immediate harm, as far as I can tell.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I would still like to make enough to break even with the blacksmith contract. But after that, the like ball with the Lord of Neverwinter is rapidly approaching.
True. How many days until the ball?
Oh yeah, that's such a good question.
Kind of lost track of time with the whole,
Yeah, it's been a
Going to
really long day.
prison
I just
and-
can't. I need to think about it.
It
I
is.
consult my diary. My
Let me consult the
dream
voice in my
journal.
head.
I was gonna say, just ask
I
God
will
real
say,
quick. Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number of days, but I know it is less than 2 10-day at this point.
Ask
Yeah,
the
it
Xander
was
in your head.
Oh, 10
2
day.
10 days or 2 days?
2 10-day.
Only if you had the eyes of minute seeing, you could tell the time.
God damn it. Go ask Reitzel. I don't
Imagine
know.
the voice you hear in your head isn't just like a voice you're making up, it's Xander's ghost talking to you.
Oh, I don't remember.
Don't know that just yet.
Imagine being haunted by a friend.
I'm not haunted by a person who's alive.
You don't know that.
I mean, I'd say you still can be haunted by a person that's alive. Morgan haunts my dreams constantly.
Your brother is haunting you.
That's true.
A ghost from your past?
So, we have maybe 2 10 days until the banquet
Less than.
at
but
most.
I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
Maybe a 10-day and a half, but again, I will have to double check.
Maybe a 10 day and a half? I don't know.
Oh, you're finishing this conversation.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
grab
that sounds
a
about right.
drink
It's somewhere
and a snack.
between a 10 day and a half and less than 2 10 day. I think we're in agreement.
Do you... What is to be gained if we do go there?
The support of the city of Neverwinter.
Against your brother?
Who has an army, presumably. Yeah, he has an army. It's not like... I mean, I don't know. Yeah, against my brother.
So what's... I don't know. I'm not... I've never really understood much about politics, but like from stories, what's your flaming torch that you have that kind of shows that, there's this army that might, this big piece of evidence that would get you the favor of the king or
the smoking
whoever
gun, if
in
you will.
this circumstance.
Luz is here all of a sudden.
Oh, hey, Luz.
No, I'm not actually. I was just. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I guess he just stopped by to say hi.
Actually, I'm technically
heard-
not sure where I am because I don't know if they
He
kicked
heard
me
talk
out yet,
of a
but
gun
that
and
doesn't
immediately had to show up.
I said smoking torch.
Well, I jumped in as a player to be like smoking gun, if you will. Anyway, ignore me. Always ignore me.
I just
So...
going down to get some food.
I mean, well, now we have the note.
Hmm. I mean,
Which would only be
so
recognized by
much,
me as the note from my brother. And that's still his word against mine. I can prove my identity. I still have my signet ring, and I mean, I'm not sure how well known my family's crest is, but like, if we were to approach the Lord of Neverwinter and I were to show it off, it would be confirmed that I am of the house. Yeah.
do you think that's enough?
Enough?
So
That's a good
you're-
question.
Because your note just says, what? I'm watching, brother. I found you, brother.
Indeed. Yep.
It seems like more of a threat against you, more so than the city of Neverwinter.
Oh, it's for sure. It's not a threat against Neverwinter itself, but
Hmm.
the people of the people of the people of I have Valaria written down, but is that what is that the Blade
Kingdom
Coast
of Valoria is where you reside.
Right now.
That is no. That is where you are from.
Cool. The
Kingdom
people
of
of
Valoria
Valoria
is on the Omen's
Yes.
Isle, which is in the Moonshae Isles, which is where you come from. It's a collection of
Yes.
isles, all run by different governing bodies, which you have run away from to come here to Neverwinter, which has its own kind of government. In a sense,
Right.
it's kind of a city-state.
So, I'm not saying it. I think it's something we should try to pursue.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely convinced that the Lord of Neverwinter would agree to. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But if we don't try now, chances are we won't get another chance.
Would it be worth maybe referring to the Adventurers Guild in Neverwinter? I don't know. I doubt that would get you a whole army, but if you're just looking for a small group, they might be able to, depending on your fund. Well, your funds are quite small.
Yeah, so
So I can rub it in.
it's just part of the lifestyle, is it not? But I mean, can I be honest? Like, there's not really a set in stone plan as to what we should do to sort of deal with my brother. It's the one thing I know for sure is that I need a chance to face my brother alone. And everything in between here and that moment is kind of nebulous in my head. Which is a massive problem. Do you think no. If they knew that this face was me, then I presume well, you and Luz wouldn't pass.
How do you mean by pass? Like, pass a trial? Pass what?
Oh, sorry. My brain is like doing a mile apparently. So, if we got more intel from the island itself through like some sort of infiltration, that might help a lot. But I don't know. I suppose we don't have to figure that out tonight.
Yeah. I don't know, to me it just doesn't seem as doable as we would possibly hope it to be, to take on a whole country. I mean, if you're talking about army scale tactics.
Right.
It seems like an enemy far greater than we'd be able to rally on our own without much funding, and with what little information we have.
We do need more information. I will say,
I mean, we could
there's no
certainly curry
way.
favor.
There's no. With the Lord.
But I don't think that would get us much in the short term.
We can assume, at least, that the city, or, well, just the general populace is not all backing my brother. Not with his policy. I mean, it's not just humans and elves on the island, of course. There's like, well, there's a lot of folk groups. So his human-centric designs are not necessarily going to be very popular now.
So, as a player, that sounds like we're going to need to start a revolution then.
You need to start a political campaign against your brother.
Oh. Come on, let's play some
the
Dance
country
Dance Revolution.
Rally the people in your country who are against his reign.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sounds
with
like
the
that's
shaking
what
and
you
pulling,
guys
there's
gotta do.
plenty of unrest.
You need to deal with an army. If there's people who don't like him, that's plenty of fodder to deal with an army. And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
got to be people in the army who don't like him either.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Moose
I
was
completely
a part
forgot.
of a major army. Might be worth consulting him after all.
I completely forgot earlier that when Jose and Ethan stopped by, they got me McDonald's.
Yeah.
I done forgot. I was like, why am I so hungry? I ate dinner, right? No, I didn't
you
actually.
Should I,
Eat your chicken
should I
nuggets.
go fetch him?
I'm eating my nuggies now.
Yeah, he needs to be caught up anyways.
Yeah.
I will say, Kami, something that you know as, you know, some of the rulers, you were raised with a lot of the politics of your island, but also the neighboring islands, because you all kind of, well, you all functioned independently. You also very often would function as a collective. You have yet to find out how the other islands have reacted, but it's possible you could maybe try and get support from them.
Man,
I'll go, let's order food, and then I'll go grab Lou's when we get the food.
Good idea. Good idea.
You can't grab Lou's until we're done with our conversation.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the
Yes,
wall.
meanwhile.
5 feet that way.
Damn.
I was just about to say, now that they're gonna go grab me, now we get to decide whether or not I was gonna stay up here all this conversation and figure out at what point they come in and whether or not we get interrupted in the middle of the conversation if I am there.
Our conversation probably would have started while Kami was still on the phone downstairs.
Oh yeah.
As soon as Jack was done cleaning up.
I've
Okay,
probably
then now
spent
just
like
gonna decide whether or not I'm getting kicked out.
The conversation with me didn't start until after Kami already went in, because that's when I finished taking off my armor finally. It's really hard to do whenever you're in a very tight space.
It's not a small. You went into the bathroom, correct?
Well, I mean, no,
It's
the
not
closet, not the bathroom.
Why did you not go to the bathroom? It's larger.
I
Okay.
didn't think about that. I didn't have bathrooms where I came from.
That's right. Arizel's
You
stupid.
must be nasty.
Arizel is stupid. That's right. I should have remembered this fact.
The bathroom was a more
Nasty.
sacred place.
So uncivilized.
So uncivilized. So I guess, like, before I went in there, yeah, you guys would have continued your talk about train.
Trains?
While they were on the phone call.
No, I probably would
Okay.
talk about automatons.
Ah.
Okay, so then in that case, I'm getting that the conversation in our room would be starting around the same time that the conversation in Kami's room would have been starting.
Yeah, because that's when I just enter the room.
So
When I have the topic.
if you're kicking me out, then we'll either be done before they get here, or sorry, if you're not kicking me out, then we'll either be done before they get here, or we might get interrupted during it.
Yeah.
So, am I getting kicked out or not?
Well, I guess we'll start the conversation to see whether or not.
I was the one who wants to start the conversation.
Yeah, I just come in and I'm just like,
I get the feeling Natalie doesn't like lose very much.
What?
oh.
No.
She has no reason to dislike me. Thank you very much.
I'm
know,
in
not
no
having
trouble.
Shop from this morning said otherwise.
What tension do I feel in the room when I enter? Oh my god. Like, creepers,
There's
creepers.
tension.
Oh.
Between Natalie and Luz, Jack's
Yep.
kind of I think Jack and Luz are talking automatons.
Oh, also a question: at
Natalie
any
is-
point during Jack and Luz's conversation, does Jack ever describe like what he accomplished during the fight, or no?
Probably
Like, does
not.
Luz
I
find out
think they're
about
talking about automatons, but Jack will mention at least once that he wonders how much better they could have been if there's also some sort of magic to help them run smoother.
Lewis will, in his mind, gently try to dissuade Jack from that. He'll be like, "No, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that."
See, I don't think I don't think you understand. Jack hasn't really had much time for special interest, but if he's autistic, he's very much going to try to learn how to mix magic and machinery, which is like the ultimate taboo for Luz. It's like if I were to write in a book and give it to Tom.
Which is hilarious.
Oh! You monster!
I guess she'll become
Yeah.
the monster.
Rah, rah, rah.
I will do the
Rah,
blow.
Like none they've ever
You
known.
say, "I will blow." Is that what I heard?
I will deal the blow. I'm quoting Epic the musical.
Ah, yes.
You guys
Cool.
are still
I'm
they've
just gonna
ever
go ahead and
known.
self-quote myself on that one.
If you guys are still having your conversation by the time I enter the room, I'm just gonna like try and like as quietly as I can enter and then like just like sit down on the bed and wait for you guys to stop.
You're gonna have to tell us to stop.
Yeah, Natalie fully
absolutely.
notices you and just like,
I guess Natalie's not doing anything. I just scooch up to Natalie and I'm like, you said to wait for a private time to talk about what happened earlier. Is this a private time?
would you like him here or not?
I mean, I didn't see him being talked to in secret. I think that he's also as in the dark as we are.
Alright, if you have no problems, then this works fine.
Okay. Are they gonna be talking for a while now?
Oh, by the gods. You two. Arisal has something they would like to say.
Oh,
Hi.
hi.
So
My name is Arisal.
So remember when earlier today we had the little fight and like people got attacked and people started bleeding and people like were
Yes.
throwing fire everywhere and
We were in
Yeah,
a
well,
fight earlier.
yeah.
we
Oh,
remember that, yes.
Jack,
Yeah,
how badly were you hurt?
I hope so. I desperately wish I could be the snarky asshole, but I know Natalie wouldn't. But I'm glad Morgan is.
Oh,
We
Yeah, I could be the snarky asshole for both of them. Don't worry.
Thank
do you
you.
not
We
remember,
remember it.
how
Yeah,
badly
that
were you
was-
hurt?
hours ago. We remember. Yes.
Oh, well, I don't know if either of you
I know
noticed
he's
that
just punching the bridge of her nose.
towards the end of the other two in the other room, they were a little secretive around me. saw them pull each other aside and they were whispering something. I think, actually, can I roll a perception to see whether or not I knew like one of them was showing the other person something? Just like,
I'm gonna say no based on the fact that it was a 23. Based on your you could have rolled perception at the time, but you can't do a retro.
Yeah.
I'd say.
yeah, okay. I guess I didn't, but I was like, they just seemed to be whispering and like they knew I was there and they really didn't want me to hear. I think they knew something about the encounter that we don't know yet.
Are we
Yeah,
not
it was an
also
inside
being-
job by Xander and Harmon.
Are we not
How
also
dare you
being...
insinuate such?
Are we not also being secretive about this? I mean,
That's what your mom said.
I will say, if you're insinuating that you think they were behind it all, I definitely don't think that. Kami or Kane or whatever the fuck, tends to be a decent fellow, from what I understand. I don't think many people are, strict standards.
Yeah, I
I
suppose I
could possibly be because Kane did seem to be the target of the attack. It was Kane who was initially lured into the alley. So I'm sure Kane is a bit shooken up and trying to figure out what was going on. I doubt it's anything bad.
Oh, so Kane was attacked first?
Yes.
Oh. And in an alley.
Got
So-
lured into the alley. Thought he
Yeah,
saw
there
someone
was-
who knew.
Are you
Somebody
sure this wasn't
who-
a mugging gone wrong?
A mugging gone wrong.
I
I
would.
think it was a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, the person who lured him in called him by his as
His other
Kami and not Kane, even though he was disguised. So I think it was something to do with him
We
specifically.
don't know what's going on, but suffice it to say, Kane has more reason than the rest of us, and we all have plenty of reason, but more reason than the rest of us to be a bit shaken up at the moment.
Okay. I guess I shouldn't bring it up. He says he's totally gonna bring it up later.
If you're worried about it, I doubt bringing it up would be awful, because again, I don't think Kane is being malicious.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe he wants to talk about it with someone.
I didn't say that.
No, that is not. No.
I just said it. It wouldn't be an automatic guaranteed disaster.
All I mean to say is that I don't know. I guess I feel awkward. I mean, they seem to really not want me to overhear them, but also as the fact that, well, Jack was caught in the crossfire of it, I would like some more insight as to the goings on of what is happening and potential threats that we might be facing, and if they have anything that they need to like be so secretive about, especially after an encounter as deadly as that one, I just think that I don't know, it kind of tipped me off the wrong way.
Alright, so
Could I offer
known
you?
these people for not even half a 10 day. They are allowed to have their secrets. We have ours, they have theirs. We don't tell them everything, they don't have to tell us everything. It's okay for people to have secrets.
You know, ma'am, I was about to say a similar thing.
Shut your mouth.
Okay. All right then.
Alrighty then.
I was just agreeing with you.
I suppose. Jack, you didn't notice anything peculiar?
About what specifically?
Well,
That really does not narrow it down. You didn't notice anything weird about these people?
Jack Loki's zoning out a little bit.
you were with them the whole day. Did you? Well, I suppose. Did you know anything?
I mean, we went to a blacksmith shop.
And,
And-
a library.
Well, we went to the library first, and Julie tried to get in, and they didn't let her in because suspected terrorism reasons.
Oh,
Yeah. But then we went
Yeah.
to a blacksmith.
Yeah, I guess that was never
Uh,
really told to this half of the party, was it? Huh. You know, when you put it like that, yeah, no, I guess that would be
Just look over
some
at-
red flag.
Natalie, the instant that the terrorism is mentioned, then I look over at Luz like slowly.
Natalie
gonna
gives
say,
you a
"Was it
very,
me?"
like, surprised look because you did not mention that earlier.
Magic.
then we
What do you
went
want me to say? Magic.
Then we went to a blacksmith because Kami wanted to have two of his magic items.
No, we're not just
combined-
gonna glance over the terrorism. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to. She
Suspected
points
terrorism.
at Luz. She points at Luz. Explain.
So, we had a member of our party. Very volatile young lad.
And it wasn't you.
He was not me. Absolutely was not
Yeah,
me.
Luz said
I
young.
Don't do terrorism. Not in my wheelhouse. Never done a terrorism in my life.
Could have told me.
So like Trump, and I've never done a terrorism. I don't know.
Never done a
I
terrorism.
also did like a bit of a Trump.
Never in
I
my
was like, never done a terrorism in my life.
Could have
No,
me.
it was that lad. He was a magic user. I don't know. He blew up. We don't know what happened.
Wait. Are you talking about Xander?
Oh boy. Yes. I thought you.
Yes, the brother you lost. I'm pretty sure that's where the journey started. I think.
Did I just call Xander Jack's brother?
Well,
did,
no.
Yes.
I mean,
I
like,
can't tell if he was talking to Jack or Luz.
I
I mean,
remember
Either
either.
way, incredibly inaccurate.
when I was talking to Julie, they compared Xander to a brother, and that's all I really know. I didn't know anything about a well, how would you describe it? A explosion, I guess, just at the library.
Yes.
Why would Xander be considered terrorist?
Well, Luz is trying to decide his next words very
Yeah,
carefully.
so is Natalie. She's like, how do I explain that one?
He's trying to decide between bashing
Jack-
Xander and giving an actual helpful explanation.
How much has Jack
Um,
been told? Because was it specifically said he blew up or just that he's gone?
There was an explosion, is what Luz
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
said,
anyone
so-
has because. Yeah, I don't think
No one
anyone
saw
has
what
yet
happened.
phrased it to Jack
From what
as-
I remember, I don't think
Yeah.
we told Jack much about Xander.
Luz didn't either, but Luz feels very confident that it was Xander blowing up because of course it was. That's a foregone
my God.
conclusion.
You know,
Um,
RSL, this wouldn't have happened if I was in the room.
I'm just saying, hey, I only knew that Xander disappeared one day because of my interrogation with Julie, okay? That's the
Uh,
only reason why I knew Xander existed, and then he was just gone. That's all I
Did
knew.
you
I don't
get a
know there was
leash?
you say
happening.
that
Need to get a
you
leash.
want to be in the room where it happens?
Hey, you got your time in the room where it
Yeah.
happened. Okay, this is
Um,
the other room where the other thing happened.
Anyway,
Who knew that when Aaron Burr
Luz is-
wanted to get into the room where it happened, he could have just been in the other room where the other stuff was happening?
That's the entirety of like he literally could have avoided so much shit if he actually just made rooms where things happen instead of waiting to be invited into one.
oh, that one hurts.
Anyway,
Wanna
that's
make
beside
a
the
room
point.
where it
Jack
happens.
just
Yeah.
found out some more details about Xander's demise.
Luz is
Hey,
gonna
Xander's
go.
alive.
Well,
Xander's demise.
don't- know that he was, we don't know exactly what happened.
Okay.
But when
Let's move on.
a bomb
let's
goes off in a public space,
shut
people make assumptions.
up.
When a bomb and a public space love each other very much.
A terrorism is made.
I
It is unfortunate.
Sandra wouldn't have blown something up. I mean, why would he? He wouldn't. I mean, I guess I don't know him, but why would why would he do that after?
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright,
I
you
wish-
had something you wanted to ask, right?
Well,
What?
God damn it.
Look, let's
Hey,
not go on.
The dumbest motherfucker.
what was the name of the chick that we met in the alley when we went into the alleys?
What?
Not the other alleys. My friend that I knew and
Selena.
when we
Yeah, the Tabaxi
Selena.
woman.
Would my mother have at least heard her name?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, Mom, we did get to talk to Selena. Mostly just because, oh, right, Kami was combining some of his magic items and we needed to get money for it because, they didn't have enough money. I found
Natalie is just starting to contemplate life choices.
I
She somehow ended up teaming up with terrorists who somehow were also broke.
I went looking for some friends and I ran into Selena and we she told me about like us asking her about like how we can make money quickly because we needed some money quickly and
Scheme.
shut up. So we went from there to the marketplace, where we sold some stuff. We were gonna go to the Adventurers Guild and Laborers Guild, see if they had anything, but we stopped at the marketplace first, and Luz sold some of his inventions.
It was a great deal of fun, wasn't it, Jack?
But then it was after that.
Doesn't answer.
That's an answer.
Wow.
He did also just tell Rizlo shut up.
I did not say that in Garrett. Oh my god.
Okay, if he did, he would have said shut up. But it was after that we were wrapping up that the assassin lured Kami into an alley. Yeah, it's been a busy day.
It really has.
I have more questions.
It feels like it's been at least like 12 hours for this singular day.
Right?
And that's just of game time.
It feels like it's happened over years.
I feel like I want more information regarding Xander. He didn't give me the vibes of somebody who would blow themselves up.
Add that, Kami enters.
Ah. Hello.
What do you
Hey
think,
there.
Kami? I'm not actually gonna say that.
Tommy, do you know more about why Xander blew up?
I just like look at Jack surprised, but then I look at Kami and I accidentally just smile, trying to look innocent.
Don't you have your hood up though?
Oh yes, thank you so much. Oh my god, yeah, you guys can't see me socially embarrass myself. Thank God.
Oh, we
Bro,
know.
see,
though. We
if
know.
you
Jack was
started it,
charging
there's
ahead.
only one person who could have gave that information to Jack, though, and it wasn't RSL.
So Luz is getting his ass beat for telling a kid
So-
about a terrorism.
Sorry. Could you repeat what you said?
Well, it's just, I mean, I only met Xander once. And it was when and he offered me a place to stay, and he doesn't feel like, just glossing over the pickpocketing. It's just, he didn't seem like the kind of guy to blow things up. He's not a terrorist.
Oh, most certainly not.
Kami's just thinking like, I was just saying this exact same thing.
I
But to see the kids on
I
my
could
side.
not agree more.
I think that I'm kind of uncomfortable with the innocence of the child being ruined. I'm just gonna go back and say like I'm gonna go to my sleeping area.
No, you are not. We will go
Long
together.
since gone.
Please.
My innocence is
will
long
go-
since gone.
We will go together. You know, I thought I needed to talk to Luz for just a moment, but actually, I can handle that later. So sorry, could you repeat? So, okay, so
It's a long day.
It's a long
you know, it
day.
truly has been a long day. Xander disappeared. It happened at the same time the explosion happened.
Where he was
Like,
as well.
Luz, could you repeat exactly the words you told to Jack? I would like to know exactly what you said.
Terrorism.
It was mentioned that we have been
Suspected
accused of
terrorism.
being terrorist. I clarified that we are not, and that I am not, and explained that we were
claimed
with
Xander was.
Xander.
Sorry. Could we
You up
skip
in a
to
lie.
where you started mentioning Xander?
so this Xander was
In
a
my
terrorist.
explanation, I explained that we're not terrorists and that Xander blew up in a library and we don't know why.
Commy's had a hell of a day today.
I should have said that all more sensitively. I agree, but
You think?
that does seem to be the scenario. That is what happened.
You know, Luz, you weren't even there. How about that? Huh?
I mean, if it makes you feel any better,
It's really nice to just hear about it, isn't it?
Julie told me about it first. If it makes you feel any better.
Commy's really had a rough day.
Look, you know I
Jack,
have a different
are
outlook
there
on this than
any-
you do.
Did I answer your question, Jack?
I think you answered my question to the extent that you know the answer.
Yes, that
Good
is true. It is a.
I don't think you know any more than you've said, but I'm also not great at picking up social cues sometimes.
No, I think you.
You're not the only one. She looks at both the other two individuals in the room.
What did I do?
Nothing wrong. I
you-
told the fucking truth.
You have a great sense of perception and timing.
Perception, yes.
Jack.
Insight, no.
Actually, I'd say you've been rather insightful in the 2 seconds I've been in here. You know.
I mean, I'm young, but I'm not really
You're
a
doing.
child.
You're doing a great job, Jack. Wait, how old are you?
Would you believe me if I said 15?
Natalie kind of gives you a look.
Yeah, I was about to say, will Natalie allow you to say you're 15?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
I seem to have lost some years then.
Well, Mom, you can't believe you would forget years worth of your own child's life.
So you were a teenager. You were a teenager.
No.
I looked to Natalie. The boy is a teenager.
No.
The boy
Mom.
is over the age of 10.
Sometimes.
Yes.
I'm just imagining Jack
Sometimes.
like gluing hair to his face and be like, "Yes, I am a full-grown man."
Jack would never.
Natalie,
Stands up, tall. Would you believe me if I said I was 15?
Natalie, are you in
Oh,
any position to
they
tell me
wouldn't.
exactly how old your boy is?
Why do you need to know? Not saying that character, but like.
I mean, if Jack were to try to
Because
pretend like he
Jack
was older,
got
he would use
stabbed today.
prestidigitation.
Thank you, Natalie. Lose.
not doing that character. I just just.
So,
Why do you need to know?
what do I need to know?
Yeah.
You-
Does it
You
matter?
are a child.
You are a
Yes,
child.
It matters.
With all due respect, I haven't been a child in years.
Physically, you are. And while you are very mature mentally, you're not an adult yet.
As you saw today, my life can get a bit dangerous at times. So, you know.
I
It would
mean,
be nice.
so has my life. It's not. You're not special.
Wait,
You're
I
not
missed
the
the
only one
subject
with
here.
trauma, bro.
Are we all asking each other's ages now?
You're like, I'm 20, by the way.
I feel like I lost the social cue somewhere.
For some reason, they need to know how old I am.
Look, Jack, I don't think any of us want you getting attacked by automata. Is what he's getting at.
What is being attacked by a tauntaun any different from being attacked by a human or an elf or literally any other race? Like,
Well, for one, I know for a fact that an automata can be programmed to crush you with thousands of pounds of weight.
automatons are easier to deal with than people because they have a program design, and you don't have to know how to read their cues. You can, if you know how they
Neither
work, then you know how they work. You don't.
Good, though. We don't want
Personally,
you
I
getting
prefer-
attacked by anything.
I would personally prefer if you weren't attacked at all.
Well, that's not really an option in my line of work, is it?
You're 12.
Honey,
I'm almost
You're-
13.
Look,
honey, your line of work is not something where you have to fight off mechanized murdering machines.
Well, no, that's why I hide and attack from the shadows, because that's my
Jack,
strength.
And how did that go
Jack, they
today?
had bombs. They
It
had
wasn't my
shrapnel
fault
bombs.
they came from the roof. What?
Honey,
Good night.
I'm
not-
just saying that I'm worried about you, and I think these people are too.
I know, I just...
Absolutely.
I know I'm young, but I don't want to be treated like a child. I don't want to be excluded, and I don't want to be lied to because I'm young, when I feel like I have the mental capacity to understand what's going on. I just...
Jack, for what it's worth, I wouldn't want an adult that I knew to be attacked by anyone either. I'm not saying I don't want
few adults I would want to tempt.
Yeah, I can think of one.
Well, sure, but most. The average adult, I would not want being attacked. It's not because you're a child. It's because being attacked is
Well,
generally bad.
You're not dancing around subjects. You're not the one I'm worried about. It just feels like...
Yes.
Is there a question you have for me, Jack?
No. I think you haven't already answered.
Xander.
Did you call him Xander?
He nearly said
no,
Xander.
no.
I heard the Z. I was like, wait a minute.
At first I was about to say Xander, but I cut myself off.
Oh my god,
Stop
Jack,
this
Jack,
outgoing.
you're exploding! Jack, no!
No, I'm so happy about this. I was so worried that I was gonna get stuck into playing the same character because I've been playing it so long, and like Xander came so naturally. I'm glad Jack is also coming naturally as its own person.
I've said this 1,000 times. You're good at this. You'd make a great actor. Ah,
You did, as we have the footage to
that's
prove.
true.
All right, so it's been a long day.
That's an understatement.
Oh, you have no idea.
I have some idea. I was there for most of it.
You do have some idea.
Yeah, I
That
was
is
gonna
correct.
say,
You do have some
of
idea.
all the people, I think
wasn't
Jack
there
actually has
most
a
of it.
decent idea.
I was there.
Aside from
Um,
the fight, I've had a pleasant day.
Yeah, you would have.
Yeah. I got to pet a really
Like,
neat
yeah.
cat.
Natalie
A
didn't
what?
say anything. Natalie
really
was like,
neat
"Yeah, it
cat.
wasn't that bad." Of course,
Yeah,
it
there was
rises.
I'm gonna go with you guys next time.
it was a displacer beast. That's right. That's what I
Wait,
remember.
somebody say cat?
Yeah, there was a really weird cat that I got to pet. It was very small. It tried to kill me, but not like
Oh.
actually kill me. More like just like playfully kill me.
Wait, hold on. A
Mom?
cat?
What is he talking about?
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
And maybe if you're good, I'll take you then.
Okay.
Don't
It's
get
no longer
yourself
Discord's
killed,
birthday.
is what I'm saying.
I
I
think
don't
we
know
can
why you
compromise.
assume that I can die.
I think we could
What?
compromise for staying
Because
with
you
us,
can't.
at least.
You
At
can't.
least
After
staying
when
with
I-
me and Nicole.
After
I'm
when
just
I came
saying.
in, I can very much assume it.
I'm
And I
just
don't
saying
want
I
to.
haven't died yet, so we have no proof that it will
Not
happen.
No one
lack of
dies until they
effort.
die.
I'm sure Xander said the same thing.
Sorry.
Mm.
That shot me a moment.
Hold on.
Okay.
Would you like to say that again, Natalie?
Yeah,
She's right.
I'm sure Xander said the same thing. And look where it got him.
Or something Charlie
I
would
don't
say.
want my son to end up like him. Is that a crime?
I wouldn't want Jack teleported elsewhere either. Lose?
Yes.
Why do you
Teleport.
think he was teleported? Everybody else.
There wasn't
you in
any sign
denial?
of Zan. What are you talking about? There wasn't any sign of
What do you
Xander there.
mean?
You know, except for the small pile of ash, but we're gonna ignore that fact.
That was the book. Xander was holding a book.
Mm-hmm. The book
Why?
that
It was
wouldn't
this
teleport
book.
with him.
I'm sure the.
We were in a library. We were
Oh, that's a
surrounded
good argument.
by
Hold on.
book-
I've been teleported against my will before. It can happen.
Thank you, RSL.
That doesn't make it the most likely option.
Well, I mean, I've been teleported against my will more times than I've died, so.
Sander
already
can't
just
say the
said you
same
don't
thing.
die
He
until
has
you
died
die,
more
and
than
then
he's
when
been
you die,
teleported
you
against his
die.
will. It's only
It
happened
is-
once.
Out of character, it is funny because technically Xander has died.
Xander's died at least twice, and he's been teleported against his will at least once. I'm not even talking about the
Xander-
library.
Xander died before he became
Oh
an
my
elf.
God.
Even before, no,
That's
because
such a good
even
point.
before the library, and without the library, he has actually been teleported against his will once. He went from his world to our world.
But he's died
world.
more than once.
He's also died more than once, but he's only been teleported once.
You know, okay, on our way out of the room, I'm gonna say, and for what it's
Only
worth,
Xander
he
could be
did
like,
die more
I've.
than once.
Only Xander is like, I've died more times than I've teleported.
No, because he's Misty stepped, but that was not against his will. But I will say, one of the quotes I had in his book that I wanted to use with him at some point is like, "I've died multiple times. Do you really think you can scare me?"
And now
Yeah,
we'll
that was
never
for
get
me,
that
was it not?
quote.
Here I go
Oh, but
Not-
I'll
dying.
not in the
Snapchat
near
Xander's
future,
dead
I
body
would
all day
assume.
long.
I love this commie denial arc.
We-
No,
We
we I will say the last thing that was said was Jack just straight up asking, "Are you in denial?"
Fire Emblem.
in denial of what?
Oh, that's not Fire Emblem. That is.
Everybody else
That is.
has
step
said
one
that he is
or
dead.
two.
You're saying he's alive? Like, what do you?
Okay.
What reason do you have to believe that?
What do you mean? It's obvious.
I mean,
Sorry,
If it's so
what-
obvious,
it's
if it's so
not.
obvious, then
Jack.
why is everybody?
Jack, I'm sorry, but were you there? Because I was. I saw what's happened. Okay.
Did you see him teleport away, or did you see a
didn't.
fireball appear where Xander was?
I didn't even see the fireball appear where Xander was. They were just fire, and Xander was
So
gone.
you didn't even see it then.
That sounds like
No.
Well, no,
I wasn't around
didn't. I
Xander.
just saw. She's talking to me, Luz.
I think it's finally catching up to. I think it's finally catching up to Kami. I think it's like finally starting to process it.
This is great. This is great.
Kami's had a horrible day, honestly.
No, this is
and I'm
like
so here
the
for it.
moment I realized what actually happened. I'm like, I cannot wait to see Kami's reaction to finding out that Xander's actually dead. I was looking forward to this
Yeah.
so much.
This is Kami and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
I'm just like, well, I mean, in my experience, I've seen more people teleport than I've seen. Well, actually, no, I think they're. About
I've
the
seen
same.
far more people die than I've seen.
Yeah.
Far
Yeah, now that I think about it. Oh God.
more.
Which one?
Oh. I don't know anymore.
You guys are all. You guys were not there. You guys were not there. There would have been
Didn't see
clear.
either.
What?
And you said you didn't.
Sorry,
see
I didn't hear
either?
you. I was right next to it.
But did you see it?
The ash. I saw
Remains.
and I saw it was book ash. I know what book ash looks like. It was surrounded. We were surrounded by books.
You just go around burning down libraries? Why would you know what book ash looks like?
Only the one, okay? Only the one.
So Kami has burned down a library.
I was so.
Look.
Kami has done some book burnings, apparently.
Look,
Whoa.
Kane, I will give you this. We do not know that he's dead, but we do not know that he's not. We don't know. Okay?
Sure.
Listen, I
We
knew
don't.
Xander the longest. There's just no way. Right? There's just,
I mean, are you planning on looking into it more? If you really believe he's dead,
I mean, there's only so much I can do. Right? But, Xander just he'll find his way back.
Look,
You know?
Kane, please believe me when I say this. If
You
he
better
is dead,
watch what you're
and
about
I
to say.
believe he is, then I am sorry that he is. I don't know if you're going to be able to believe that, but I am.
That's real rich coming from you, Luce. Thank you for your condolences. But we don't even need to worry about that. Okay?
Was Julie also in the room when it
I was just
happened?
thinking, is Julie just still in the other room, just still...
Oh, I meant to say, was Julie, in the library as well?
So suddenly, the door bursts open because Julie has the key, and she's holding a bunch of platters of sausages.
Yes! I need some sausage right about now.
Oh, I need some sausage right about now is exactly what Luce just said. You denied it earlier today.
Luz could go for a sausage right now. Hell yeah!
You don't need to
I'm
stop
gonna-
making me laugh so hard. You're killing my vocal cords.
I'm
Well,
going
that's
to
not
take
the only
one
thing
of the
that'll be killing your
platters.
vocal cords.
My vocal cords
I
are
just
in
have
real
two
life.
platters. I don't
thing,
have two
so-
hands. But there's
Like I
stacked
said,
stuff for everyone.
I'm going to take one of the platters. I'm going to turn. I'm going to say, if anyone needs anything else, you'll know where to find me. And I leave.
Oh, I guess I do need something else. Okay, I'll go find him.
I guess he was hungry.
No, Hazel, just don't.
Can I
Just
get my armor?
There should be enough for all of us on
Just
this one.
leave it for
Still.
now. We can get the armor later.
Okay.
Give him some space.
Okay.
Liz is gonna go. I really
Sorry.
did mean it when I say I was sorry.
Are we all sleeping in
dead.
here?
No.
I really
why
did.
do you eat sausages like that? Julie, please stop.
Learned from Luz, obviously.
Oh,
Don't-
Luce knows.
Julie,
I'm considering making
Julie,
like an absolutely horrible
I
admission
will
right now,
take
but I
that away
probably
from
should.
you if you do that one more time. Don't. Don't do it. Please. Thank you.
Nice.
You
And
really
that's all I
triggered
need.
Jack for some reason.
And you
That
still
really
argue he
did
isn't
not sit
neurodivergent?
well. No, I leaned into it. I was just talking. He was
Good.
getting stimmy earlier when he was thinking about wanting to ask a bunch of questions about magic and metal, and yeah. No, I fully leaned to it. He's super autistic.
No shit. So, that was a eventful conversation.
You don't say.
Someone pass me a sausage.
Here you go.
Lewis passes her a sausage.
I just grabbed one with my bare hand and hold it out.
She just grabs she grabs one from everyone that passes and just starts.
She's now a Wolverine.
like-
Sasha's Wolverine hand.
Yeah, just.
Lewis
Ow.
just starts downing sausages without even chewing. He just
Oh yeah. See,
chops them.
I might need to go
Yep,
join
Julie-
Tommy. I can't
Julie learned it from
stand the
Lewis.
way that you fuckers are eating these sausages.
Language,
I'm
young
joking,
man.
I'm
to eat
joking.
downstairs.
He eats the sausages
That's
normally.
hardly the most concerning thing right now. Are you really gonna get on me about my language after
I am
what
your
the day
mother.
we've had?
Of course I am. It's part of
After
my
the
job.
day we've had, I feel like I deserve an F-bomb or two.
No.
I think cussing's good.
I feel like we should reward
you.
not getting stabbed.
Jack. We are going to have a
It was
conversation
to
later.
lose. He deserves it.
We are going to have a conversation later. Now cover your ears.
No.
Cover your ears,
Okay.
young man. You fuckers had better stop, 'cause it's pissing me off too. Eat like normal beings, for fuck's sake.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
but it's the perfect size to swallow.
I do not give a shit. Eat like a normal person.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just kind of signal at Jack that he can remove the hands from his ears.
Well, Jack has removed himself from existence.
Oh, Jack is poofed.
I'm gonna throw up.
Why are you gonna throw up?
I laughed too hard, too fast. I can
This
barely
much-
breathe. I'm dying.
I just take like however many sausages I think would fill me up. Like maybe like as soon as a platter is
solid
almost
one.
empty enough.
I was
Solid
like,
one.
One to
love-
two, maybe three, depends on where you're storing them.
I don't.
I
was
love
like, I don't-
how I'm not even doing this super intentionally, but Jack is just it adds to the child aspect of him just being able to just jump from one topic to the next. I also think he might be ADHD. The way that he switches up a lot.
It is
But I'm
also
loving
just a
this.
kid thing as well. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
could be both, obviously. But
He jumps from like his rambling about he jumps from
kids
oh
really
possible
do that.
terrorism to he starts rambling about this is what we did and extreme
Nah, you'd be
detail that is
surprised
a
how
very
often kids
neurodivergent
do
way.
that. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised how often kids do that. From someone
No,
who's
I
been
know.
subbing.
That's why I do be rambling sometimes.
what's it called? I take a singular sausage and put it in the closet for safekeeping.
why would you? Luis is gonna see that, and he's just gonna look at him horrified.
Don't worry about
Oh.
Luz. It's an arisal thing.
I like that. I don't tend to eat meat too often, but
Then
when
why
I
are
do,
you
I mean, you
storing
can
it
just
for later?
order something else. They serve
in
things
the
other than meat.
morning, I guess. Like,
You can get fresh sausage, and you don't need to do that.
yeah, but I like it.
Can I try to sneakily grab the sausage and eat it?
Fucking go for it.
Do I have to roll for that?
Yes.
I'll tell you, if it's
What
anything
if-
less than a 15, you fail.
What, for stealth?
Yeah, that's my natural perception right there.
So I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that
But-
beats it, I guess.
I have a plus 10 to stealth. So that's a 27. Nobody else notices either. Except maybe
No
Natalie,
one
but she's probably.
noticed. Natalie is preoccupied.
I'm just
Okay.
going, maybe I'll just also take a second one. I'm just taking that one and place it in a different location in the closet.
That one goes in the bathroom, obviously.
I want to try
You
to
gotta
sneak
store
that one
these
too.
around.
Oh my god.
As this shenaniganery is going on,
Yeah, no, I think that
Kami-
works too because I got a 19.
Wait, did Kami just split from the party?
Kami,
Yes.
you
Oh,
hear
shit.
you hear a knock on the door.
Oh shit.
Is there a peephole on the door?
Yeah, there's a people.
I'm gonna look through the peephole.
You see Natalie standing there. Yeah, she snuck
Oh.
off
Yeah,
while you people were being
I opened the
stupid.
door.
I'm
Wait,
sorry
Natalie's
if I
not here
was...
anymore?
I'm
You son of a bitch!
One Jack. I'm going to tell one Jack her.
Nah,
Before,
Roll
before you
initiative.
continue,
bitch.
I would like to apologize.
hold on. I
15.
I appreciate that. I would prefer
3.
because it's.
I guess
I
my
know.
round.
I mean, I know as best as anyone could. Okay, like, I'm sorry if I'm a little
No, I understand.
reacting strongly, but no one else was there.
Yeah.
Wait. How did you sneak away from the others? Why are you alone?
Well, I wanted to apologize.
Natalie truly is a goddess.
I mean, what is she even apologizing for?
Jack reveres her. He has like a full just worship of his mother. He loves his mother more than life itself.
Well, I do appreciate that.
I will say I did actually roll surprisingly well. It's not a nat 20, but like it's pretty good still. Better than all of your damn passive perceptions, I'm pretty sure.
Not as high as a 29. Maybe as high as a 29.
Well,
Jack got a 29.
I said passive, you bitch. And you were all distracted by
No, I'm saying
sausages.
Jack rolled a 29 for stealth.
Sausage
yeah.
shenanigans.
No, the moment that I will tell you, it's just a scuffle. It's not actually a fight. But Jack did lunge and tried to get the rest of the sausage away from you. The moment you slurped down that last one.
Guess Arizal
Well,
is trying to contain the chaos.
I do
but is
have
failing
a full
miserably.
platter of sausage. I don't think I'm going to be eating all of it.
You're not a sausage guzzler the way Julie is.
The Grizzly
there.
Guzzlers.
Mind if I have a
The
few?
Grizzly Guzzler.
Sorry.
Guzzler.
Could you speak? I do apologize. My hearing can be off at times. What did you say?
Do you mind if I have a few sausages?
I would appreciate if you did help. Yes.
I assume the sausages are in the room, so she follows you in and closes
Yeah,
the door
yeah,
behind.
Yeah.
So, with that, I assume sausage shenanigans happen. The night rolls
A lot
on.
of sausage shenanigans happen.
He's just desperately trying to contain the
Lots.
chaos.
Lots more
Failing
deep throating of
miserably.
sausages.
No, not if Jack can help it. Jack
You
is
told
actively
us,
wrestling the sausages away from Julie.
Are we having a bit of a party? Would you say?
A sausage party?
Exactly.
Sharing stuff. Did Kami just give my mother a sausage?
Well, I mean, he's
Kami is giving
sharing
you
his sausage with
sausage in the
her.
room.
Whether or not he's sharing
I'm getting
sausage
so many
with
good quotes
her
from this.
is, I leave that up to,
Up to your own interpretation.
yeah.
We could
Let's go
also-
with that.
Come into my room if you want my sausage.
No, Jack is a child in that regard. He would not assume something like that. Yeah, I don't think he might.
Yeah, but
He
you know,
did hang
if it
around
gets
some-
brought up, I'm sure
He
someone
did
will
hang around
snicker.
a not so savory.
I mean,
Hey, Natalie
Arizal
protected
didn't
you
read.
from as much as she could.
Arizal did not read those
Oh,
books.
but she didn't. She couldn't protect me when I was hanging out with the other thieves doing thieving.
Yeah, but a good chunk of them realize you're a child. They're not going to be making sex jokes in front of you.
Except for the other children.
Yeah, but they're stupid because they're children.
Yeah,
Trust
but I'm sure
me,
there's some teenagers who didn't give
no.
a shit.
No 12-year-old is talking about sex, let me tell you.
You are so
I
wrong.
You'd be
certainly attest
surprised.
otherwise.
You are
You'd be
so
surprised.
incorrect.
That was sixth
No
grade.
They don't
right?
talk about
12-year-old
sex.
I've interacted with yet.
They don't tell you the sex jokes, they do it to each other. I was told
Yeah.
a sex joke when I was 7, and I didn't
Yeah.
realize it at the time. I recognize it now.
This is beginning of middle school.
This is middle school.
No, 12 is
Early
beginning of middle school.
I
You
wouldn't fucking know. I was homeschooled. I was ahead of grade.
Yeah, you would like be ending 6th grade or beginning 7th grade at 12.
I wouldn't fucking know. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Back to our regularly scheduled sausage fest.
Sausage
Woo!
Oh my god. Okay, the first time I heard that term was
Oh,
when
no.
I was telling my dad about one of our in-person D&D sessions, and I mentioned that there's another girl that showed up. He's like, "Oh, good. So it's not just a sausage fest." I'm like,
Yeah, that's what the term means.
What?
It just means a bunch of guys forgotten girls.
"No, I know, but like, that was the first time I heard it, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?" I didn't say that because back then I couldn't cuss in front of him without getting reprimanded. But
How that has changed.
I was 17, so.
So, you all eventually call it a night.
Right.
Assuming Natalie comes back to our room to sleep.
I would go back to Kamai's room.
I'm just saying, Jack would curl up next to his mother. He's not going to sleep by himself tonight. He's not feeling up to
Say,
sleeping by himself tonight.
Before we
Hopefully no
actually
knock on the doorknob.
Yeah. It's his
Julie,
mother,
hi.
and he's
Nah.
12.
Yes,
Natalie
I go
did
down.
come back at some point.
I guess I'll have to call that. Downstairs eating some salad or something non-carnivorous.
I wonder if Arizel's ever gonna notice that the meat is just gone.
He'll notice eventually.
Eventually, he'll be like, "Hey, where'd my sausage go?"
It got gobbled.
Yeah, someone gobbled up Arizel's sausage.
At least it didn't get
Quickly
slurped by Julie.
quickly
Nah, you
moving
don't
on
want to
from
get
all that.
slurped by Julie.
Anyway,
Hey, Morgan.
This went from like such like deep emotional stuff to just
You
immediately
introduced
we're like,
sausage. What did you expect?
I didn't blame other Ryan. He's the one that brought sausage.
Somehow
and
more chaotic
slurped
than
it.
Cheese Lord walking in.
No, the way this all happened because you brought
Sausages.
sausages.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned Julie like for 2
Anyway.
seconds. Like,
Morgan, would I think Luz might try to, like, before we go to sleep, like, nudge Jack and be like, "Hey, is there any like little thing you think your mom would like that we could build, a little present for her?" Because he still doesn't get why she's always so mad at him. It's like,
I don't
want
know
her to
right
be
now.
less
I'm kind
angry.
of just wanting to go to bed.
All right. Well, think about it for some time soon. It might be fun, right?
Uh-huh.
we eventually go back to original sleeping accommodations.
Yeah, as we were saying earlier.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
okay.
I-
Natalie
I
did
love how, like-
come back. It just may have taken a while.
Okay,
I love how, like,
float.
most of the things
I
you've
missed it.
actually been saying, Morgan, have been like, "Oh yeah, like Jack, Jack and Luz like do something fun together," and then like Luz's actual like audible responses to Jack every time is like, "Who is this guy and why is he talking to me?"
No, Jack is what does want to do that, but he is so mentally and physically
yeah,
exhausted
that's
from the
fair.
day he
It's
just
been
had
a
that
long
he
day.
doesn't have the social skills to be like, yeah, maybe sometime else. He's just like, I want to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I eat.
Jack, much like Xander, had the autism beat out of him.
Are you sure you don't have trauma? Because that's the second time that's happened.
No, it is
I'm
also
just
so funny.
saying.
For whatever reason, I think I associate the name Evan with autism because I've made two characters named Evan who are both severely autistic. And one of my favorite characters from Dimension 20 is a guy named Evan who is autistic.
Well, there's your explanation.
Who also happens to look exactly like Xander. I swear to God, I did not see him until long after I made Xander.
Sure.
I swear! Besides, if I had, I would have given Xander the last name Kelp. But
That would just be a straight ripoff.
no, I made Xander. I actually made Xander's name. I gave him specifically because I wanted him to have the same exact emotions, the same initials as me.
Forgot how that soundboard sounded like.
You know, his name starts with Z, so much like my name.
Z in your. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't know my first name was Zorgan?
Yeah.
I do now, I guess. Or just
You never see my birth certificate, you don't know.
There's just a.
I'm gonna start referring to you as Zorgan.
Zorgan's
Yeah, it's
Rim.
my list of names.
No, it's freaking Zorgon from the Power Rangers.
I was thinking that or
Zordon, not
Zurg.
Zorgon, but close.
That or Zurg from Toy
Oh
Story.
my gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
if we're gonna get any more.
I was gonna say, do we want to take a break here or do we want to call it here? It is late.
I mean, the thing is,
I
like,
would love to keep going. But
Say's-
Ethan's a piece of shit who is sick, and Jason's in another time zone. So
okay, I'm not. It's not the fact that I'm
That's
sick.
fair.
What's
I
it
will
called?
also say, I
Jose's
bet
in
any
bed,
top
and he
level
kind of.
writers if we have time tonight.
I think he kind of wants me to get off right now because it is
All
late.
right. So we will
Awkward.
call it here. So that means that this has been our session. These are the Muppets. Their quest is clearly just to get Kami to accept that Xander's gone. That is the true quest all along.
And to
It
not
was
be
to
needlessly
accept-
Well, yeah,
the
he's
friends-
gone, but he's coming back.
It's to accept the friends we lost along the way. With
I'm
that-
trying to figure out the Jack's thought process when it comes to Xander.
You'll have plenty of
Thanks,
time
Luz.
until next session. But until that time, see ya.